You a Star Wars fan? Because you'll be amazed at number one, that a lot of women might be into the shit that you're into, but you're so worried about her judging you that you don't give it half a chance. But also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or "I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversation sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or "I don't like this," or "I don't like that." And then you'll notice, you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, And it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this. Either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on.
It
feels great.
No.
So I like it.
So you like to be hugged by the sugar walls? You like to be hugged?
Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, Jay Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's the right there, Jay Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right? So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right? So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like if
labyrinth, streets be the maze. Hosts on the mic, Kerry K set in the blaze. Sagging, Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Kerry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactic sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, gotta crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Now, for those of you who caught the live stream with Lucario and Miles, y'all should already know that Miles is doing his thing with his family. So it's a 99.9% chance that he will not be in attendance. J. Roman, he's just a little tardy, you know what I'm saying? He's already forgiven. May the Lord bless his lateness, right? But I'm here though, you know what I'm saying? So the show must go on, and it will. Dating fluff versus reality. The truth men aren't supposed to know. Now, depending on how much time we have, I may or may not tell a story, right? Now, it's a very long story because it actually involves 5 people. 2 women, myself, and 2 other guys, but it takes place over like a 3-year time span, something like that, right? And I may or may not tell that story, right? I don't know if I should, right? Because it has a lot of moving parts. But if I decide to tell that story, I'm going to show you with that story. Now, if I don't tell it now, I'll probably do a pre-recorded video telling it if I don't tell it now. But just with that story alone, I will show you how women in real time treat men differently based on how they perceive them, right? And I'll just say a little bit about the story. I'll say this. These 2 women were women that I had sexual relations with, but I had sexual relations with them like 2 years apart. So the first chick I knew, she didn't know the second chick. They didn't know each other when I was dealing with the first chick. But a couple years later, they ended up becoming friends. And then they realized that they had me in common. And I ended up running into them later on. And something very interesting happened. And then what ended up happening was there was 2 other guys that I kind of brought into the fold, but they ended up fucking shit up because they ain't had no fucking game. They ended up fucking shit up, right? But it's a long story, right? And it covers sexual desire, influence, sexual compatibility, and the power dynamics as far as how women view you. How they view you is how they will treat you, right? And guys don't understand. Guys think, oh, if a woman is the bitch with one guy, she's the bitch with all guys. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. Just like one woman might rob from you, she might rob from you, but she won't rob from me. And in the story, that happened, where some shit happened, and and people looking at me like, and I'll just say this. When I hit the girls up, after the incident, I hit them up. And I said, yo, what happened with y'all and the guys I introduced y'all to? And they said this, Kerry, they ain't you. True story.
because I was checking them because the guy said, man, those girls you introduced us to, man, they was wild, man. They did this, they did that. And those guys didn't even have sex with the chicks. But again, I don't want to tell the whole story because it's long. But my point is, when I checked them about the shit that the guys told me, the girl said, Kerry, they're not you, which is why they fucked me quickly, never did me dirty, but they did those guys dirty, right? So that's all. That story alone will show you that a lot of the shit you guys listen to is bullshit. And it's dating fluff. You're listening to a lot of dating fluff from male content creators and mostly female content creators. It's a lot of dating fluff out there. And we're going to get into that. Dating fluff versus reality. The truth men are not supposed to know. And let me say this. All the shit I talk about, all the shit that the fellas from the Real Game No Theory podcast, we're not supposed to be talking about this shit. I know you guys have heard us say that, but a lot of the shit we talk about, I promise you, there are women who hear this and they do not want us saying some of the shit that we say because you're not supposed to know. Here's the reality of it. And hold on. Let me see. I'm just going to say this. And this is going to hurt some feelings, but this is the truth, right? If you strip away all the society bullshit, all of the status and fame and all of that are society constructs. If you strip away society constructs, this is how the dating game really works. It's really this simple. The most sexually desirable men and women will win, one way or the other. Now, when we talk about winning, that's all subjective to each individual person. But the most sexually desirable, regardless of financial status, regardless of any of that, the most sexually desirable men and women will have their way, period. If you are not amongst the most sexually desirable men or women, everybody else got a part to play, and you might not like the part you have to play. And the problem with a lot of guys, they're not adhering to the reality and the part that's being chosen for you by the women you deal with. So regardless of the part you want to play, when you approach women, they have already chosen a part for you to play based on how you come at them. Now, guys, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat followed by your question. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat followed by your question. And then we'll go ahead and get to that. And Jay Roman, I'm not sure if he's going to show up. I haven't heard from the homie. Hopefully he's doing well. Shout out to the brother. But Miles, no, he more than likely he won't be here, and salute to him as well. But again, guys, if you guys have a question, put a Q in the chat, followed by the question. And I'm gonna break this down. We're gonna get into the details of this. Again, dating fluff versus reality, the truth men aren't supposed to know. So let's talk about the function of fluff. The function of fluff. And real quick, for anybody coming in late, I'm not taking calls today. But if you have a question, though, put a Q in the chat and I'll get to your question, right? The function of fluff. Dating fluff exists to preserve social harmony. Listen right here. Shout out to Steve. Get your crayons out, right? Because you're going to learn some shit today. If you ain't learned nothing no other day or no other live stream or pre-recorded video, you're going to learn some shit today. What's the purpose of dating fluffs? What's the purpose of it? Preserve social harmony, right? That's number one. Number two, avoid labeling real incentives. All right, listen up. To avoid labeling real incentives. What do I mean by that? Women are called gold diggers, right? That's a label. What's the incentive? To find a man who can provide financially. See, this is what guys don't understand. There is nothing wrong with women wanting to associate themselves with men who got their money and their life straight. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, what I will say, the way that some women go about it leaves a lot to be desired. But there's nothing wrong with women wanting that. But the problem is when women admit to that, just look at the internet. When women admit to wanting a provider, they get labeled gold diggers. That's a fluff. That's why avoid labeling real incentives. What's the real reason she's dealing with that guy? She don't love that motherfucker. She's not sexually attracted to him, but he got some money and he's willing to be generous with it. That's why she's there. But she can't readily admit that. Right? Now, again, the function of the fluff. Let's continue going. To protect, y'all ready for this? Female choice. To protect female choice. That's the function of a fluff. Dating fluff versus reality to protect female choice. Next up, y'all ready for this? Because a lot of y'all fall into this. Keep men compliant, agreeable, and patient. What do you got to be patient for? Sex. Again, the function of a fluff. Dating fluff exists to keep men compliant, agreeable, and patient. All right, let's go. Another one. To hide the transactional nature of modern dating. And let me just say this real quick. This is what both men and women have to understand. All dating is transactional. All of it is. This is the difference, though. Is it financially transactional? Or is it sex appeal? Or is it non-sexual energy? See, when we talk about transactional, what that really means is if you want sex from that woman, what is she getting out of the deal? Because that matters to a woman. What is she getting out of it? So if you're the type of guy where you want to engage in casual sex encounters, if women are not sexually attracted to you, if women don't believe they're going to get a great sexual experience with you, they're not going to have sex with you without you providing something else. That's not going to happen, right? And that's the reality of dating for most guys. This is why passport bros exist. This is why tricks exist. This is why guys that are willing to take women out on multiple dates exist. For that reason, right? Now, again, function of a fluff. Mask the reality of sexual competition. To mask the reality of sexual competition. It's not financial competition. See, guys with no game, they're competing in the wrong areas. They're trying to compete to be the most brolic looking niggas in the gym and have the most money and status. They're competing in the wrong areas, right? Because sexual attraction has nothing to do with your money. Now, when you talk about how you look and your body, see, that's more realistic, right? Because oftentimes a woman's sexual desire for a man does have something to do with how he looks, right? Whether it be facially, body-wise, or whatever, to a degree. But when you start talking about status, that has nothing to do with getting a woman's pussy wet. Money, your money has nothing to do with getting a woman's pussy wet at all. Now, women are willing to exchange sexual favors for money and material goods and trips and all that other shit. They're willing to do that. But to think that you're going to get a woman horny because you got money, nah, bro. Right? So let's keep going. The function of a fluff. Reward, here we go. Emotional labor rather than actual value. Reward emotional labor rather than actual value. So what that means is this. If a woman is attempting to withhold sex from you while getting you to date her, she is choosing to neglect your real value. And instead, she is telling you, because I don't sexually desire you, your value to me is non-sexual access. So, with your little thirsty for pussy ass, if you do the shit that I tell you to do, you go get the STD test I tell you to get. And for the individual, you know who that's for. That's a shot at you. That's the shot at you. Guys, let me just say this real quick. If you're trying to have casual sex with a woman and she tells you you need an STD test first, and you run to the clinic the very next day to get one, she knows you're not the guy. You don't never do no shit like that. You never do no shit like that. And let me just tell you this. Any woman, if you're trying to engage in casual sex and a woman tells you to get an STD test, she don't want to fuck you. I'm telling you. I don't want to hear no shit about, oh, she's real careful. No, she does not want to fuck you. Period. Right? It would be completely different if you guys were dating and you guys were having protected sex, and then you wanted to take the condom off after y'all been fucking for a while with a condom, and then she told you, no, you need a test first. See, that makes sense. But for a woman to tell you to go do that just for some casual sex, she doesn't want to fuck you, bro. She don't. Y'all gotta, man, look. And y'all fall for the bullshit, bro. All right, so anyway, let me just say this. Again, when we talk about the function of a fluff, here's the point I want to make with that. Right there. Right there. All of these societal things, societal dating norms, social conditioning, all of it, it's not designed to help you win. It's designed to help you behave. It's designed, and I'm gonna hurt some feelings. And I'm gonna tell the truth. This is for all you guys listening, because this is for y'all. When we talk about dating fluffs, it's not designed to help you win, it's designed to help you behave. All the men who aren't sexually desirable, they're talking about y'all. They're talking about the incels. They're talking about those type of guys, the invisible guys. They're saying, hey, while the rest of the guys are fucking and having it their way, we need the rest of these guys that are hating on women and hating on the guys that are fucking. We need them motherfuckers to behave. We need them to not crash out behind the reality of what's really going on. So the dating fluff is really to say, hey, everybody that's getting it, shut up. Guys, don't be talking about this shit. That's why we shouldn't be talking about it, because a lot of times when we talk about the shit that we talk about, it really makes guys mad at us. And that's the reality of what we talk about. A lot of the guys that are haters, they hate on the shit that we talking about because they're like, fuck them. I'm out here struggling. They're talking about sex is easy, and they're talking about it like it's easy. So the dating fluffs is for y'all to be cool. Don't crash out. Don't be out here on no, what's that, Elliot Roger or whatever his fucking name was, on that kind of shit. That's what this shit is for. It's really for that. Like I said, we shouldn't be talking about this shit. But we are to help you motherfuckers out. But what do we get? A bunch of hate. Instead of motherfuckers being grateful that we here, you know what I'm saying, telling y'all shit we shouldn't be talking about, dudes is just hating. Don't hate on us because we got the truth and we got the game. When I say we got the game, meaning we got the real information. The real information. What's really going on out here. Fuck all that love shit. Now, I'm not saying women don't want love. They do. My bad. I left J. Roman back there. My bad. I saw you come in here and I meant to snatch you up. My bad, fam. What's going on with you?
Oh, it's all good. It's all good, man. Do your thing.
I'm up going in. I'm passionate about this shit. I'm just going in and I'm like, oh, the homie popped in.
Yeah, I thought we weren't here today, and then I got the message and I said, oh, okay, yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Here, bro, we here. Yeah, I got you.
All right.
I got you. So Roman, so what I'm talking about today, bro, or what we're talking about rather, is dating fluff versus reality, the truth men aren't supposed to know. And basically what I'm letting them know, that there was always this wink and a nod between men who was fucking and women. And then the guys who was on the outside looking in, they're not supposed to know what's really going on. They're supposed to believe in the ideal of love and the sanctity of marriage. And if you can find that one woman, and if you are a good man, if you are a Christian man or a good Muslim man or whatever your religion is, whatever it is, if you do everything right and you go to school and you get a degree and you treat women well, you're going to find a beautiful woman that's going to be loyal to you and only you. Lies. Go ahead, fam. Pass it to you.
I'm just trying to get my mic set. This is all torn down before I popped it all up and got it ready for today's show. But am I okay? Am I too loud? Am I too low? Somebody said I'm too low. I'm too loud. Okay. All right. Well, let me know.
Yeah.
In the reality of it all, I think there's a lot of things that need to be cleared up where individuals really need to understand. Once you understand dating and in the interaction and who you are, things get a lot easier and it's not as hard as people complain about. Okay. You are too loud and too low, Jim. I don't know what that means now. So
you sound fine to me. I guess it just depends on how we're listening to it.
Well, if I'm too loud, then turn me down. Now I'm just I tried to mess with y'all.
I know what that's from.
I tried to mess with it. So, but this is the biggest thing that bothers me, where I think a lot of guys need to know the truth, is just because you like somebody or you're attracted to somebody, don't mean they're going to be attracted to you. And that's just the reality of it. And I feel like when guys and individuals start to understand that, because I swear that every guy, I think you made a point a while back, Zach, and I think it was on one of your videos where you were like, honestly, if every woman that you was attracted to you, how do you think that would really play out? And I think you broke it down on there that it wouldn't be as fun as you would think it would be.
No,
right?
It would bother you. Let me just say this real quick, and I'm gonna let you have your point. See, guys, when women are sweating you about them wanting to be around you and have sex with you, it's flattering at first. But after a while, it gets on your fucking nerves. But go ahead, fam. That's why you can't fuck all the chicks that you're attracted to, bro. You just can't.
And they're not all going to be attracted to you. So, I think if guys get that set in their head first, it takes away a lot of the disappointment when they go talk to somebody and it don't really work out. Because in all actuality, reality is not everybody's going to be attracted to you. Point blank. It don't matter how smooth you are. It don't matter how cool you think you are. Just because you like somebody don't mean they're going to like you back.
There you go.
That's my first fluff versus reality.
So, and just so people understand what a dating fluff is, for the people that aren't watching but you're listening, right? Because I have it up on the screen. A dating fluff is the polite, socially acceptable lines people repeat that sound good, but don't match how people actually behave. I'm not that kind of girl. You have to get to know me first. Guys, women are not out here searching for emotional connections like that. That's not the way it happens. Okay, this is the reality of it. I need people to understand, when you very first meet people, outside of online dating, I'm not talking about online dating. I'm talking about real time, you run up on people, you meet people for the first time face to face. The first attraction that's available is sexual. That's the first attraction. Love is not there. You don't know each other well enough to even talk about that, right? Husband material, boyfriend material, wife material, none of that shit is there. You just met that person. So the only thing you have to go on when you very first meet somebody for the first time is whether or not you're sexually attracted to each other. So this notion that women got to get to know you and then maybe they'll decide, no, they know now. They know when they first, I don't give a fuck what no woman says. I don't care if she's a virgin. They know too. They know now. They know right now whether or not you're the kind of guy they might want to have sex with. Now, just because you might be doesn't mean they're going to fuck you tonight, but they fucking know. Do not believe that shit. Women know, right? So now you guys can do what you want to do. You can bullshit. You can believe the social bullshit that's being said. And my thing is, let me tell y'all, and I'm not disparaging women at all. I don't believe anything a woman says, ever, for no fucking reason. It doesn't mean I think she's lying. It doesn't mean that. There's a saying, Jay Roman, and I'm going to pass it right back to you. There is a saying that I live my life by. And this is when I deal with anybody, man or a woman, or even family members. Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. I live my life by that. When women talk, I don't believe it. Jay Roman, I had a chick one time tell me over the phone, bro, I can't wait to slide up and down your dick. This is what she told me. Well, bring that ass over here and do that. Crickets. Talk. Just talk. The problem with a lot of you guys, y'all listen to women talk. Once I give a woman an instruction to do something, if she don't do it, fuck what she talking about. Her words mean nothing. Jay Roman, you got it. Oh, well, okay, so he's fixing that. While he's fixing that, I'm going to get into this, all right? So again, that's dating fluff right there, right? So let's talk about social narratives. The cultural scripts society pushes about dating, gender roles, attraction, and relationships that rarely reflect real incentives, real psychology, or real power dynamics. I don't care what women say. When they meet you, power dynamics is always at play, and sex can always be utilized as a tool if a woman elects to use it as such. I'm not saying that every woman uses sex as a tool, but I'm saying every woman is highly capable of using sex as a tool if they want to, and they know they can. Women know they can use it to their advantage if they want to, and women do. It doesn't make them bad people. They just understand leverage. Because this is what I'll say, and I'll pass it back to you, Jay Roman. I know you were fiction shit. Y'all have to remember that because women are attracted to men for so many different reasons, sexual attraction could be one of them. Physical attraction, resource attraction, you're famous, whatever. There are so many different reasons a woman can fuck with a guy that doesn't involve fucking. And this is what you guys don't fucking get. There are so many different reasons a woman could want to fuck with you that doesn't involve her sexually desiring you. Whereas with women, what guy wants to fuck with a woman he can't fuck? But women will fuck with guys all day. They don't fuck. And they don't have to fuck you to get something from you. And I don't understand why you guys don't understand this. And because women can get things from a man without fucking you, of course they're going to do it if they can. You got it, fam. You good? Hey, you were good.
Bad. I was on. I was on mute. I was on mute.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I had some interaction here and that. Okay. So another fluff that I want to talk about that a lot of guys believe is the ones where the ladies say, "Hey, you got to take me out. You got to take me out. You got to take me to dinner." And bottom line is, it's just not true. It's just not true. And I understand that, a lot of us grew up and our mother said, taught us how to date somebody. And then there was your uncles and your dads
my
that said,
mother, shout out to my mama. My mother never did that to me. My mama kept it real because my mama knew I was running through them. My mama knew I was running through them. My mama never checked me about that. You know what I'm saying? My mama knew. Bro, real quick. I used to sneak out of the house to go fuck this chick. And when I snuck out of the house, I would always make noise and both my parents would wake up. And one day I was sneaking back in and they were waiting for me in a room. And they said, we hear you every time you sneak out. And I said, so I should just leave through the front door, huh? And they let me leave through the front door to go fuck this chick in the middle of the night when I was in high school, dog. Because I would sneak out and they would let me. You know what I'm saying? Because they realized he gonna do what he want to do. But go ahead, you got it.
No. See, my mom was a little different, but in general, most mothers they teach their sons to be treated how they want it to be treated or want it to. It's a whole fluff thing, right? It continues on where your dad didn't get your mom like that, but now she's trying to teach you on how you need to treat a woman to get her like that, even though yeah, your pops didn't really get your mom like that. You know, that's just something he wined and dined me, and
No, they courted. No, they did the court shit. My dad was 18, my mom was 16. They were high school sweethearts. That they did it that way. That's how they did their shit.
Well, high school is different, man. High school is a totally different thing. But either way, from my experience, and a lot of people I know, you ain't got to take him out like that. You ain't got to take him out like that. Nothing like that. And the thing is, if you're the guy that is taking him out like that's cool. I'm not gonna ever say don't go on dates, because I went on dates because I wanted to go on a date. But at the same time, I realized a long time ago that really is about this interaction and this connection that we have with each other that is produced by me on if you really like me enough or not. There are so many people that came through the crib first before we even went on any first date. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't think I'm special for that. You understand? Like, it's very.
I'm laughing real quick because I used to deal with girls whose fathers were like that, and they would want to speak to me on the phone, and when they would get done talking to me, they would tell their daughters, "You can't talk to him no more," because the fathers would ask me, "So what are your intentions with my daughter?" And I would say, "I'm in high school. I'm not trying to do anything too serious, right?" I would tell them the truth over the phone, and they would say, "You can't fuck with him no more." You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, that was how my shit was going. But go ahead, fam.
Yeah, I just don't think over the course, like, from my experiences, I thought everybody had game when I was younger. When I was younger, right? You don't think nothing like I'm not special. Anybody could do it. Anybody could do it. But you just have to do you in a manner in which you're not influenced by her. And I say it, and it's an easy thing to say, but in all actuality, I don't think I'm special for having her come over. I just think she liked me. Right?
There you go.
And whatever I was doing is she liked me. And the ones that didn't want to come over, you don't like me. And it was very simple to me that I didn't have to wine and dine you because I had too many that I was talking to when I said, "Hey, won't you come through?" Okay. Yeah. On your way here, there's this thing called a grocery store, and I want you to go there, and I'm gonna pick up some items and come this way. Okay. Like, I just didn't have a lot of resistance. I didn't think it was all that big of a deal. You got to take me out first. I didn't hear that a lot. And when I heard it, I started to laugh. Like, just say you don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, just say you ain't feeling this. Go on and just tell me that. Because you're having all these rules that there's a guy that's coming to talk to you that you didn't say this to. Your last dude came through and you said, "Okay, I'll just go." So,
Jay, you know what? This is why, and for a lot of guys, I don't know how y'all high school years were. I had a blast in high school. I had fun. Shit. When I was about to graduate, I'm like, I want to go back and do this all over again. That's how much fun I had and shit. But my point is I saw it early. I saw how chicks was moving early. So Mr. Sharp says most women give their sons beta advice. My mother always kept it real with me. My mother would tell me about conversations her and her mother would have. And my grandmother was an OG. So I was privy to real conversations that women were having about real shit, not the fluff shit y'all hear about. My mother never attempted to give me dating advice when it came to chicks. My mom's only thing was, and she said this, and I said this in a live stream, don't be trying to introduce me to these hussies. That's what my mom would say. Don't be trying to introduce me to them. Because my mom knew I was running through them. So it made no sense for my mom to pull me to the side and try to give me some beta dating advice. You got to take, because my mom was like, "Carrie's already out there. He's gone. My parents knew I was fucking. You know what I'm saying? So it was no secret, right? And one of the reasons why, when I talk about sneaking out the house, one of the reasons why they didn't make a big deal out of it, because prior to that, I had got caught fucking in the crib. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, he fucking in the crib, he's sneaking the fuck outside. So they just said, fuck it. Like, just leave the crib, make sure you lock the door and all that kind of shit. They just gave up on it and said, we ain't gonna try to control what he do, because Carrie's gonna do what he gonna do no matter what. And if he can't do what he wanna do, he'll move out. right? And I did that 3 times. In high school, I moved out 3 different times in a calendar year, right? I ain't like the rules. I moved out. I kept until I got my way, bro. So
No,
horrible.
man.
I'm horrible, bro. I'm horrible.
I remember going over friends' houses and we going out somewhere and their mom was like, okay, remember this and remember that and dealing with this girl. I'm just like, you don't even know this girl. She don't go by none of them rules. Like, but my pops and mom, no, they weren't having that. No, ain't no sneaking out. Ain't no sneaking out. I made sure I arranged my arrangements.
Out. They told me to leave through the front door. They told me to leave through the front door.
Ain't no front door.
I got the front door.
Hey, my pops had these hands that man, get a hold of you is ridiculous. But my mom told me a few things, and I never forget. She told me, don't bring another girl over here anymore. She got tired of meeting a whole bunch of women.
See, that my mama was on that shit. She didn't want to meet no chicks like that.
Yeah, she didn't want to meet. She's, one time I was like, hey, Ma, I got this girl, she's like, son, I don't want to meet another girl. Like it got to be too much. And then I had ran through a few of them at her job, and it just she was just done with meeting women. And it was and rightfully so. She shouldn't even have to say that. That was my bad, because I shouldn't have had them over meeting my mom. And really wasn't a meet through. I used to check up on my mom and the family and stuff. And so I would go over there, and I have one in the car. So instead of having her sit outside, like, hey, come on in. And she thinking she meeting my mom, but really I'm running an errand. I'm just doing stuff. I'm going to the house, just check up on my little bros and take care of things. So at that moment, she was like, don't bring another person over here. Like, this is, and I said, okay, Mom, stay in the car now. You got to stay in the car.
I will say this.
See folks.
My mom was not cool with me fucking in the house, because at the time I had a 9-year-old brother, and he was in a room, hiding in a room and shit while I was fucking. So that my mom felt some kind of way about that. So they didn't let me do that. I just want to be clear. My parents did not let me fuck in the house. When they found out I was, they like, don't do that shit no more, or keep the door open. Like I was allowed to have girls over, but I couldn't close the door no more, right? Because I was fucking with my parents downstairs, dog. But
no, I was the little brother.
Yeah.
So my brother had a 1978 Toyota Corolla hatchback, and he would go on these dates, and he would take me to fit his lie or whatever. Like, hey, we're gonna go to the drive-in, or we're gonna go do this or whatever. So I'm in the car. He's only about 4 years older than me. So one time we go on this. He goes to pick this girl up, and she got a little sister around my age. Me and her sitting on the back of the car outside, drinking a Slurpee, and once again my brother is inside doing his thing. The car moving a little bit, and me and the girl kind of chuckling and laughing at the time. And he used to bring me a lot. So I was the opposite of you. I didn't have the little brother that I was, messing with, because I'm so much older than my little brothers. But us being around close to that age, and when he started rocking, Now he would jump out the window. He'd jump out the window, and I tell you this, man, this is what I learned. My pops would damn near put my brother through the wall, and but this dude would jump out that window. That thing had a hold of him. And I think that started my first little kind of in my head that I would never let that thing get a hold of me too much. Right? Because my brother would get fucked up when he came back. But he would do it again and again and again. No, I'm serious. Like, he would, again, one time I lied and said I opened the window because I was really, really hot and stuff like that. But really, I was, I opened it up because I wanted my brother to be able to come back in, because my parents are smart. They come and shut that window and put that little screw so you couldn't open it up.
They knew he was out there. Yeah.
So they knew. So, I tried to do what I could to save my bro, but he didn't give a fuck. But I didn't equate it to him and his attitude of don't give it. I just equated to the fact that he was so addicted
to doing it because there's this girl across the street. She used to look like Janet Jackson.
That wasn't I wasn't addicted to the sex. That wasn't the reason.
Right, but I thought like, dude, why are you getting fucked up? Like you getting fucked up when you get back home. And you guys know I don't curse a lot, but I know he was getting fucked up. I mean, he would come in, lay in the bed, Vaseline. You know, I'm talking about the old school messed up.
Well, see now that's addicted. Now, if your father is putting the hands of God on him and he's still going out there for that, then he's addicted to the pussy. Yeah, that's a problem.
And I used to look at him, and you know, you have your relationships with your brother, how you kind of look at your older brothers and you kind of you don't scrutinize, but you observe, right? Yeah. Everything they kind of go through, how they do things, and you say, "Nah, I ain't gonna do that." And I remember sitting in that bed. And I was like, dog, Pops just said, don't be sneaking out the window. Like he knows what's going down. The neighbor across the street planted rose bushes underneath her window. Like, so, y'all caught.
So the girl's parents, everybody knew.
Yeah, like y'all caught. Like, what are you doing? Like, you got to find a better way to make this happen. Nope, still did it. And at that moment, I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna never be addicted like that. Like that's ridiculous, man. You getting it?
My thing was, and the reason why I started carrying on like I was with this nigga, because I had moved out. Like in the summertime, right before school started, when I was 17, before I turned 18, I had moved out already because a friend of mine had an apartment. So I moved out. I moved over there where he was. So I had freedom. So what ended up happening was he lost his job. I had a job and all of that. I was paying bills. But when he lost his job, I'm like, man, I ain't finna be here paying his bills too. What the fuck I look like? So I went back home, right? So when I went back home, remember, I just came from having an apartment. You know what I'm saying? I had freedom. I had chicks over there whenever I wanted. I was having parties and shit. So now I got rules. I don't like it. I'm like, I'm sneaking out the crib to fuck because I was used to fucking when I wanted and doing what I wanted. So I came back with this mentality. I'm not a kid no more. I'm not this simple teenager. I've been paying bills and shit. So I'm doing what I want. You know what I'm saying that's the attitude I had. And I'm not saying it's the right attitude, but that's the attitude that I had. You know what I'm saying?
So another fluff thing I'm gonna come up with.
No, real quick. No, my brothers never did what I was doing. I was the only one. I got away with murder because I was the only one. The rest of them were like, you're gonna get in trouble, man. I was like, man, fuck that. You only live once. No, I got away with shit my brothers never even attempted to do or didn't get away with. And me and my mother had a different relationship. My father, we didn't have a great relationship, but my father's mentality was, Carrie is his mother's son. I'm gonna let her deal with him. So me and my mama, we was like that. But you got it. Go ahead, man.
No, for me, because my brother was so highlighted, I could sneak around and get away with so much. I got away with so much that nobody didn't even know until later on when it was like, oh, that was you. You know, a lot of stuff, things I did, my brother got blamed for because he was so wild, I could do that. And, hey, we all pick our different roads. So, but I want to say this about fluff. Another thing that's really fluff, and I want the guys to really understand. When you have interactions with women and it don't go the way you think it's going to go, 99% of the chance it's your fault.
That's true.
Right now, society got us pointing fingers and blaming women for everything. Oh, look, these women are no good, and these women are this, and these women are that, and da 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 da. 99% of the time.
But right there, the fact that guys are blaming women, they don't realize dating fluff versus reality. See, guys, what they're doing is they are judging women based on what society says. And dating fluff, they're judging women based on that. We don't look at women on the surface like they do. We know what's really going on. So this is why when we see women doing goofy shit, we're like, she's wearing her mask, like she's hiding herself, like that's not her true self, right? Because once you get to the sex, you start to see how women really move, like really, really move. Once you get to the sex, especially when it's a woman who desires you sexually and she wants you, like bad, you see a different side of women than how they try and project to you when they're not feeling you. You just see, right? So real quick, Duke Lux with the 100 Norwegian Chrome, a coffee or two, or maybe an espresso. We do have a question, Jay. I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. And this
Yeah,
is a great question.
I was gonna say that. Like, just keep throwing the questions in. For everybody that doesn't know, the call line is not open today. However, if you ask a question, we'll try to get through it and just throw it in the mix, Zach. I'm all for it.
No. It had nothing to do with where they're at. No. Women are women, bro. Women are women. Women in Africa, women in Europe, women in all these other places, they're moving the same way. Women are women no matter where they're at.
He said in the West?
Yeah, he said in the West. No,
I'm
women
in the West,
the
brother.
biggest difference between women in the quote unquote West or in Western civilization is they were able to be educated alongside men and make a certain amount of money faster than other women in the world. That's the only difference. But when it comes to women's selection criteria for men they want to fuck, nah, bruh. Worldwide, women are women. Don't fall for that. And right there, when you say women suck in the West, that's that dating fluff. It got you believing if women are different here, then I'll be different. I'll be different to match their different. And now you're moving differently because you think women are different. That's how you get fucked up.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm out here in the West.
Bro.
I'm in the West, and it's great times out here. And this is why I said, honestly, look, a lot of times we want everybody that we like to like us, and that's not the deal. I don't care who don't like me.
Yeah,
I'm not saying when I go speak to a woman, it's 100% of the time. Yeah, she feel me. She know this. I don't care. The thing is this.
You know what it really is? Real quick, my bad. You know what it really is? I just want to say this before I forget the point. The reason why guys feel some type of way about women in the West is because when they get rejected by women elsewhere, women are polite about it. What it is, they believe women in the West are rude and they're cold. And the reason why women are rude and cold is because a lot of you guys don't understand when you approach women in a very passive, ambiguous way, they don't like that shit. They know what you're doing. Like real quick, Jay Roman, Lucario did a video, and I watched it this morning. And it was a guy who approached a woman, I think at Target or somewhere like that. And he kept looking at her, and they kept noticing each other. And then he finally approached her. And then when he approached her, he had some shirts in his hand that he had picked up from the men's section. So his goofy ass walked up to this woman and say, "Hey, do you know where these shirts are at? I like these." That was his opening line to the chick. He got some shirts in his hand that he clearly got from the men's section. So he walks up to this woman with his nervous, goofy ass and says, "Hey, I like these shirts that I have in my hand. Do you know where I got them at?" That was his line. So she's looking at him like, "You dumb motherfucker. Really? Like, you're going to ask me where to get men's clothes at when clearly because you got it in your hands, you know where you got it at." So guys, they do shit like that and they don't realize how dumb they look. But go ahead, fam.
Yeah, like, I don't understand how I can say this any simpler. I like who likes me that I like. And I want y'all to really understand that, right? I don't care about everybody understanding my story. But the ones who understand the story, if I like you, then it's all good. So I still have that choice in that. Like some people are like, well, that means you don't. No. What I said was I like who likes me that I like. I have the last say. So you got to understand that. I understand that people like, oh, your game is this, your game in that. I know too many nerdy dudes that a lot of guys will be like, oh, man, he ain't got no game, that got women that really like him. And I'm not talking about no mud ducks or no weird O's or nothing. They just like who they like. And they like this individual.
Mud ducks or swamp donkeys.
And the thing that gets me is a lot of people think that some of these nerdy dudes or some of these dudes, they ain't got no game. And they don't traditionally, as you say in a lyricist or words and stuff like that. The game they got that really matters is they're going to be them no matter what. And so they easily find people that like them for themselves. It's when they try to step outside of that and try to be smooth, or let their money do the talking, or let their, I know how to treat a woman. Then they get messed up because they stepped outside of themselves as far as just being who you are. And that's how it's always been. Always been.
Yep.
And I'll take it back to high school only because let's see if you really was observant in high school. If you looked around, every type of person had a woman. Every type. Because they weren't trying to,
the nerd, the jock, everybody had a woman. And it wasn't because one had game over the other. It's just that they were who they were. Period. The nerdy dude wasn't trying to get the cheerleader. There are women who like nerds. They are attracted to nerds.
Point blank. So then all of a sudden we get older, we start putting more stuff on it. Oh, we need more money. Oh, we need to look more fashionable. And I'm not saying going out and looking, dirty and stuff, but we need to look a certain way. We need to be a certain way to get this woman, to get that woman. And it's just not true. That's all fluff.
There you go. So let's get to the homie's question, because I think this is a great question. So we're going to break it down. So he says, if dating is transactional, then how can you sustain desire in a long-term relationship? The key to sustaining desire in a long-term relationship is consistency. Now, when we think about consistency, whatever you were doing for that woman to be attracted to you, you have to continue doing, period. If you start to slip or do anything different, that's going to fuck up the dynamic. Now, when we talk about desire, sexual desire, the building blocks or the foundation for any healthy relationship is compatibility. So that means if you meet a woman that you are sexually attracted to and she's trying to make you wait for sex, you are instantly incompatible. You're not compatible with her. If you're compatible with a woman that you want to have sex with, she will not make you wait for sex. She won't. So the mere fact that women are trying to make you wait, what she is telling you with that action is, I don't desire you enough sexually, or maybe even at all, to have sex with you right now unless you do other shit. But guys, you guys deal with women you're not compatible with. And you think, oh, she's virtuous. That's why she's making me wait. She's a good girl. She has boundaries and standards. No, she's not sexually attracted to you. It's that simple. Go ahead, Jay Roman.
When you hit me with that, she's just not sexual. The thing is, we don't like to hear that, right? Guys don't like to hear that, especially when they look a certain way, they work out and do all this other stuff. What you mean she ain't attracted to this? And I understand it, because we have to have that tough shell, like, hey, I'm saying, I am who I am. But somebody don't like you, and it's all right. Like, so what? Move on. But I don't like the way he formed this question. If dating is transactional, then how can you sustain desires in a long-term relationship? One, I don't think dating is transactional.
Yeah, it is. No, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why dating is transactional. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go.
I'll finish your point. I'll finish your point.
Because my thing is, if I want to go on a date, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm not expecting nothing from that date. I'm going out because I want to go out, and I want to have company when I go out. And that's that. So
that's the transaction right there. My dick for your pussy. That's the transaction.
Well, sometimes I don't even.
That's why I say.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I got enough of that. I don't need the person that I go out with that. I go out with people I enjoy having fun with. And
I'm talking about if people are mutually attracted to each other sexually, that would be the transaction. The reason why they're dealing with each other is for that simple reason. She wants your dick, you want her pussy.
That's an even thing. I ain't paying for that.
That's what I'm saying. Even exchange is no robbery.
Right? Yeah, I'm not paying. But when you say transaction, it's like a payment, right? Like, we could do that no matter what.
Yeah, but if you think about transactional, it's a give or take. what are you getting? What is she getting from it? Because both people got to get something from the interaction. It might not be financial, but both people have to get something or give something to get something in the interaction. It's just for most guys, they're transacting with their time and their resources. But go ahead, fam.
I hear what you're saying. Maybe I categorize it a little different because
we can agree to disagree.
I wouldn't have nobody around me, that if I had to take out to get that, then I ain't doing that. So me with somebody, we've already established who we are and what we do. So going out is nothing. The fact that I want to go somewhere and do this, because I say no a lot of times on things I don't want to do. Like I don't want to do that. So this has nothing to do with a quid pro quo sort of thing. If we getting down, we getting down. If we not, we don't. So But anyway, I didn't like. If you could go back to the question, because I didn't like the transactional part of that.
Oh shit!
For dating,
I might have deleted it. I thought we was done with it.
Okay.
I might have deleted it. Hold on. No, no. Keep talking. I'll see if I can find it. I might still have it. I just deleted it from the part
okay. So my thing is, dating is totally different than a long-term relationship. Those are two different separate things. Because in a long-term relationship, that means you have established what you're doing. You're established, your direction, and that person is agreeing to that direction. Is agreeing to that. It wouldn't be a transaction. It would be, the interaction that you guys have together. And Zag was right. Consistency, a direction. I personally think you need more game when you with somebody long term than somebody short, because
you need more game to be in a relationship. Yes,
there's so much stuff that you have to do yourself, and then also maintain that. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie. We all know, I don't care who you next to, whoever you next to a lot influences you. They do influence you. So you have to stay more steadfast in who you are and be consistent with that. And then at the same time, now you're responsible because you're in this long-term relationship, and that manhood stuff kicks in, and you're responsible to protect and provide and do all this other stuff to the person that's joined you in your direction.
Well, but also you got to remember, in long-term relationships, real life is happening. People are going through deaths. People are going through maybe job changes. There are things happening. And not only that, if you're in a relationship for years, you're going to be maturing, hopefully, growing and evolving. So both people are going to be evolving and maturing at their own paces, but also you still got this relationship you got to tend to. So if one person is outgrowing the other, meaning they're maturing faster and evolving their way of thinking faster, it's going to be hard to maintain a relationship. People think, this is what people think. They think that love is the tie that binds. Oh, all I got to do is fall in love and everything will be okay. The reality of it, love is not enough. And here's another reality that women won't talk about. Women know for a fact that in many cases, it's unlikely to get everything that they want from one man. They know this. So what some women might do is get into a monogamous relationship with one guy because all the non-sexual shit is being cared for, and then be creeping with another guy. And I'm not saying all women creep, but what I'm saying is, in many cases, there aren't too many guys where they are a one-stop shop guy. Most guys aren't that guy, where you are a one-stop shop where women damn near feel like they get everything they need from you. No, most women have to deal with multiple men to get everything that they want. Guys, here's the thing. Okay, now I'll pass it right back to you, Jay Roman. I'm going to talk about sex for just a moment. When it comes to sex, women do not settle for bad sex. They might get into a relationship with a guy they're not sexually attracted to, and they're going to be fucking the guy they really want on the side. Women do not settle for bad sex. Now, if a woman has like a hysterectomy, or she's going through menopause and maybe her sex drive is all fucked up and she don't really care about sex, for her it might be different. But any woman that has her libido is is on point and all that, women will not settle for bad sex for no reason. They're going to get it one way or another. When it comes to good sex, they're going to get it one way or another, be it in a relationship or outside of one. They will get it. If you remember that, all of this in love shit, I'm going to be her special. Stop thinking about that shit. Get that Disney fantasy love shit out your head. Real quick, J. Roman. There was a chick on a Facebook post, and they were talking about that shit, about being in love and all of this. And a chick literally said, us women love our imaginations. Let us have our imaginations. And imaginations are dangerous if unchecked. Because when women have their little fantasy Disney imaginations about love, they're going to project that bullshit onto you. And they're going to hit you with that, I need you to love my love. I need you to learn my love language, and I need a man to love me correctly. That's their imagination at work. So if you don't lead women right away and let them know what it is, they're going to project that bullshit onto you, and then you're going to be jumping through hoops trying to make her happy so you can fulfill the shit that's in her goddamn imagination. You got it, fam.
No, that's real talk. I had one tell me that I ruined her fantasy before.
See, you see what I'm saying?
I had to hit her with some reality, and it messed it up. And so, shortly after that, we, our experience stopped. And that's the thing. Any guy thinking he can be any and everything, that's fluff. That's fluff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why it's so important to be you. Now, the thing about manhood, I'm just being honest, you can't be a lazy you. You're always going to try to self-improve. You're always going to analyze and do certain things, look down the road and have some forethought about you. You're always going to work hard at things. You're not going to get away from that. You should be self-improving, self-evaluating, doing all that anyway, and staying consistent to the core of you. Always challenging and evaluating yourself. Like, those are the things that, when I say you should always be you, it should be something that is already embedded in you.
Now,
people around you should have so much confidence in you that it doesn't matter what hits whoever you umbrella, that they have the confidence that you can handle it. And even if you don't know about something, you'll learn about it, or you'll still put yourselves in great position. That, to me, is the consistency that you maintain for that long-term relationship, as you say. That, to me, is the sort of boundaries that you establish with that consistency. And it's not a boundary to say, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's just a boundary to keep that mind in a certain place, right? To say, hey, don't fantasize too long. Let's have this reality hit. Okay, this is what we can do. This is what we can do. You ever have a woman, Zach, you with, and she want to go on this vacation? Oh, I want to go on a vacation. And you're like, all right, let's check and see how much that costs. Oh, and then we could do this, and we could do this, and we could do this, and we could do that. And you sitting there and you say,
See,
I don't know about that. Like,
no. See,
this is what we're gonna do.
When I encounter that, no. When I encounter women asking for shit, hashtag her debit card works too. If you want to do all that extra shit, as long as you pay for it, baby, you got it. That's how I handle that shit.
See, no, I'm more of, let's check the books on both sides. I'm the type of person, like, we're not going. I'm not going to let you go to tilt on your money just because you
no.
I know
the money. No, I know the money. It's just one of those things where I firmly believe. Okay, now this is only if you're the breadwinner and the woman ain't really working, that's different. But I'm talking about if the woman is working, I'm gonna know her spending habits. I'm gonna know what's up with her, because if we're living together, especially if we're married, I would have already seen her credit report. So I'm gonna already know what her debt is, what her monthly payments are to every. I'm gonna know all of that, right? So if we're talking about a vacation, I already know what's feasible and what's not feasible. So if she's trying to do some excursions, which is what you like, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you go on a cruise, she want to do some extra shit. I'm either going to tell her, you can do that shit by yourself because I don't like that shit. Or, and I'll tell a woman, I ain't doing that shit with you if I don't like it, right? Or, yeah, okay, I'll pay for this, but you pay for that. I'm that kind of nigga. But go ahead, Phil.
No, I'm the type of person like, look, you ain't paying for it because I know you going to tilt, and you got to have some sort of savings, like because we could get back and the car tires could pop. There's always should be a certain amount of savings that you maintain and grow for other things. And this is just me. You know, because I got a brother. I got a brother.
The relationship shit. Real quick, I don't want to get too far because I want to stick to the script, right? I don't want to get too far in the weeds with the relationship shit. Yeah, I don't want to get too far.
Yeah. I'm about that legacy, man. I'm about that. So, but the point is, though, you got to maintain and go ahead, man, because I can go down. Down the road on that for a while.
That's a whole other topic for another day. I'm saying the relationship, maintaining relationships. But I want to get to some talking points. We'll get to this question in a minute. What I want to do, Jay Roman, there are 7 talking points I want to get out the way. And then we'll get back to the question. Guys, we'll get back to your questions. Hold on real quick. I just want to get this shit out the way. Hold on real quick. Okay, I'm gonna throw that right there, and then we're gonna get to the talking points, right? And I want to get your take on it, right? So what I want to talk about is 7 of them, 7 talking points. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is what's actually going on, reality versus the social narrative, right? So the first one is reality. I'm going to give you the reality versus the narrative. So number 1, this is the reality. Women screen men emotionally, socially, and sexually fast. But here's the narrative. Everyone has a chance. That's the narrative. Every guy has a chance. The reality is women screen men emotionally, socially, and sexually fast. And the reason why they do that is, where can they place you and categorize you at? Now, right when they meet you, they're already going to place you. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, that's what they do. I don't disagree with you. I don't have nothing to add to that, man. You're right. That's what they do, and but I believe there's outliners though, just different individuals where because they move a certain way, they don't know how to categorize you.
All right, cool. I got another one. All right. So the second one is, this is the reality. Men are expected to be desirable first. Now, I don't like this last word. It says rewarded. They may be rewarded. But the reality of it is, if you're not sexually desirable, you're going to have trouble, right? So basically what they're saying is, if you're not sexually desirable, then you'll get sex, right? But here's the narrative. The narrative says love is unconditional. If you can just find a woman to love you, everything will be all right. But the real truth is, are you sexually desirable, though? That's the truth. Before you can even get to a woman loving you, do women actually want to fuck you? That matters. What's your stance on that, Phil?
I think a lot of individuals have a lot of fluff with this one. Because they believe they have to look a certain way, or have money, or have a certain status. A lot of things cloud this one, which has a lot of individuals being upset when they don't get what they thought they should have got because they work so hard to be sexually desired in their eyes. And that's when they get upset when they see people that don't hasn't put so much work in their physique or their money or something, and they see them with a nice looking female, and they kind of hate in their head, like, why is she with him? And I bet you he got a lot of money, or it's everything, but she might be desiring that individual for who he is.
Yeah, there you go. And the third one, okay, this is the reality. and I alluded to this earlier, women want different things from different men. But the narrative says she just wants a good guy. And the reality of it is, and all women know this to be inherently true, they know it's impossible to get everything they want from one man. And that's a fact. What's your take on that, Phil?
Oh, 100% agree. I agree with that. And for men, I think that should say, don't worry about that. Be who you are.
Yeah.
Like you
There you
can't
go,
dive down into that narrative like, oh, does she want me for this? Does she want me for that? Does she want me? Like, who cares? This is who I am. And that's why you got to move the way you move, and that erases that whole thought line right there.
Cool. So the fourth reality is interest is tiered. Sexual curiosity, sexual intent, and then commitment. Commitment. We're not talking about relationship commitment. We're talking about a commitment for a woman to have sex with you. Now, again, this is the reality. Interest is tiered. Sexual curiosity, followed by sexual intent, followed by the commitment to actually go through with having sex. That's the reality. The fluff says chemistry just happens. You ever heard a chick say that? Why can't you let sex just happen? Like, this is what they say. Why can't you let sex just... Guys, let me say this, and this is very, very important. And this is a fact for all women. Sex is deliberate when it comes to women. Sex is deliberate. It doesn't happen by chance. It's very deliberate. Go ahead, man.
What's the thing is, I'm gonna make two different points. Number one, you hit me with that. Why can't you let it just happen? It's kind of funny because when you trying to pause a chick or something like that, I didn't set a line similar to that. Like, hey, don't worry, we'll get to it. Let's just let things just kind of rock the way they are now. And I know you just probably said something like that. Just like, hey, slow it down. So I understand when they say it. Like, hey, but to me, this is where guys start to be a little more observant, right? And you got to have a standard line. We're all different. That standard line might vary, but my thing is, I don't like dealing with nobody that's not genuine around me. So my thing is, if you don't like me, and I have that line where I could tell, you could say a lot of fluff in my ear, oh, I think you're so cute, and da 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 da, and woo. But I have my line that says, okay, whatever. It's whatever, and I'm with you earlier when I believe half of what I see and none of what they say. So my thing is just like, I got to be the observant one to decipher whatever's going on and to either still have you around or not. And I think that's a thing that dudes need to get better at and understanding. Some people are polite. Some people will say a whole bunch of stuff. Some people just like to flirt. Some people just like to do whatever. Some people like to see you get excited and turn you down because and all that says is you're really not attracted to me like that. So, have your line and stick to it, fellas.
Yeah, and let me say this. The main reason why I say sex is deliberate. Do you think women don't want to make sure their coochies are shaved exactly how they like, that their legs are shaved exactly how they like, that everything is smelling exactly how they like? Before a woman is gonna have sex with a man that she's gonna make sure everything is on point. Sex is very deliberate. And in a woman's mind, it's planned. Even if a woman is having sex with a man that she just met, she is planning it while she's talking to him. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. She's planning it. Like, he can get it tonight. It's being planned right now in her mind. All he gotta do is let her know what's up and it's on. But that's it. Sex is deliberate. All this, just let it happen naturally. Sex does not happen naturally. It's deliberate. Women plan it. They think about it and they execute.
I seen them take their they
Come on,
period. I seen them take their pills differently to make sure they had their period on a different day to make sure it
because
happened
they
on
want to
the
get
day
some
they
dick.
seen you.
Yes.
On the day they seen you.
Yes.
Yeah,
They make sure
like,
that sex is
if
gonna
I
happen.
take this here and don't
Yes.
take it there,
Yes.
I know my period is gonna
Yes.
come here and I'll be all good.
Women
Go
don't
there.
play, bro. Women and here's the thing. Two things. If a woman is extremely sexually attracted to you, she is like, I gotta give him this pussy before he get away. She don't want you to slip away. But also, if she's already had sex with you and you fucking the shit out of her, she's like, I need that again, and she's gonna plan all week for your arrival in her bed. She's gonna plan for it. Come on,
I'm
man.
gonna tell y'all this. A woman can think you are the best in bed and have sex with you multiple times and not even like you.
That's true. No, despise you. I've had women that told me I don't like you, like as a person. Bro, I had this chick real quick. When I was first fucking her, when I would open the door, she would run and jump on me, bro. I missed you. I've been thinking about that. She did some shit I didn't like, and I checked her for it, and she straight up told me, I don't like you no more. And I'm like, well, we can stop fucking if you want. She was like, no, I just don't like you. So the next time she came to my crib, dog, she didn't jump on me and hug me. She walked right past me and went right to the bedroom and got undressed, bro. Because she's like, I don't want to jump on. I don't want to show you affection no more. I don't like you no more. And I'm like, and she thought that was gonna make me feel some type of way. And I'm like, this is even better. This works out even better. That you're not showing me no affection. I'm just dicking you down and you hopping right up and leaving. This is even better because now I don't have to worry about your emotions ever creeping into this shit. So she did me a favor by acting like that. But my point is, to your point, a woman can dislike you, and if you fucking her right, she still wants to fuck you. But go ahead, Bill.
You know that line I give you? You don't know how to act right. Then why are you still here? Why are you still
exactly? And I tell the chick, okay, so if you don't want to fuck no more, we can stop right now. And Jay Roman, in the back of my mind, I'm like, she ain't gonna want to stop. She gonna want to, because you already know how she's acting. Like she's just in her feelings right now. But she's still gonna want to keep this shit going. I just need her to get her mind right though, and that's the key. Real quick, for you guys that have these casual sex encounters with women, if you want it to be drama free, you have to make sure her emotions stay away as much as possible. Keep them emotions away. Once a woman's emotions come to the party, everything gets fucked up. Juliana, you know I'm right. Once a woman's emotions come to the dance, now there's three of y'all. It was just you and a chick at first. Her emotions is like a separate entity. It's like a whole nother person, right? So now you got three motherfuckers to contend with. So unless you're ready to date her seriously, do what you can to keep her emotions way the fuck over there. Leave out all that non-sexual shit.
Isn't it funny how you get to a point where you know what to do and what to say to have a woman quit you?
Oh yeah, I know exactly. I know exactly what to do.
And so you start doing it just like, you know.
I know.
And they're like, I don't want to.
You don't want to be mean. You don't want to tell her, I'm done fucking you. Like I'm
done.
Like that's hard to tell a woman I'm done fucking you.
Yeah.
Those words, I'm done. Like I'm done. I'm bored now. I'm done.
It was good.
You don't want to tell her like
no more.
Yeah. So you.
All I know is when they go away,
to make her walk away.
Yeah, all I know when they go away, you do the Dion dance in your head.
Like,
got rid of one.
Got rid of her.
You know, room for the next.
But they know about that.
Room
they know
for the
about getting
next.
rid of a chick that still wants to fuck you, but you're bored of fucking her. Like I gotta get rid of her. I'm tired of fucking her.
Gotta go. So you do the Dion dance in your head and everything.
So let me get back to the joint, and then we'll get to these questions, and we'll round this up. So again, we're talking about reality versus the narrative that a lot of you guys fall for, right? The next one, this is the reality. Sexual access equals leverage. Sexual access equals leverage. What does that mean? That means women figure it out at a young age, probably in high school for many of them, maybe college or that age. Women figured out pretty young that they can control men with sex. They figured it out, right? And some of them figured it out on accident, Jay Roman. Let me tell you how they figured it out on accident. There was a guy who wanted to hit, and they say, I don't do that. No, we got a date. And then when a guy started to wait and do shit for her non-sexually, she was like, huh, all I gotta do is tell guys that. Then she met another guy, Jay Roman, and the guy tried to fuck, and she said, we gotta wait. And then he did the same thing. So she was like, wait a minute. All I gotta do is give these guys the impression that I'm a good girl, and they'll do shit for me anyway. And all women know this. 100% of the women walking around, even if they are virgins, they all know this. You guys act like you don't, but women know this. Go ahead, fam. You got it. My bad. Oh, real quick. My bad. I want to finish it out, and then I'll pass it to you. Sexual access equals leverage, meaning women understand if a man wants sexual access to them, they can use it as leverage. But the narrative pretends sex isn't a power dynamic. You got it, fam.
I'm really trying to think back to myself because, you know, I too was affected by that thing one day. And it's so phony though, right? Because a guy will know, man, this is some BS. But then he'll say, all right, okay, and he'll make whatever excuse in his head to let this rock and ride, to drown it out to sea. Now, my thing that always bugs me is how many times you would do that before you learn like this is some real BS, right? How many times did it take you to do that? And be honest, like people that's listening in and stuff like that, this doesn't happen to you fellas. How many times did you fall for the okie doke where she's like, oh, you gotta, before we do this, I'm not like that. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. You gotta take me out one time. We haven't really spent no real quality time with each other. Like, what is this? Like, how many times did you say, you're right, I'll do that. You're right, I'll date you. Put some numbers up. For me, it wasn't too often. I think this might have happened 2 times in my life when I was younger, and I realized, oh, this is some bullshit. Bullshit.
I did that one time in high school. There was this chick that I ended up taking to the prom. I dealt with a couple of virgins in high school, but the first chick who told me she was a virgin, and she was, I found out later on, obviously. But I remember. Now, she lived on the other side of town. She didn't go to my high school. She went to an all-girls private school. So I didn't really see her like that. But it took me months, bro. It took me months, you know what I'm saying, before I took her to prom and all that, but I'm saying, but she was my girlfriend though, right? She was a chick. I was really interested in dating her, right? I wasn't just doing it to get the pussy. I was really interested in fucking with her. But after that situation, right? After it took me so long, that was the last time. And then the next chick that I met who told me she was a virgin, I told her straight up, I said, no, we fucking. Like, no, we ain't. And I told her we're not doing no dates. We're not doing any of that. And sure enough, and this is how I know, when guys think that when women are virgins, oh, she's saving it for something special and all of that. And it's not to say that some women aren't, but some women are not virgins because they're being virtuous, right? They're virgins because they haven't found any guy they want to fuck yet, right? So when I met the chick, I said, yo, we fucking. We ain't doing nothing else. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, no dates, none of that shit. She snuck out the crib, we fucking, right? But I told her straight up, I'm not doing all of that shit because I did it before and I didn't like it. I didn't like all of that non-sexual time. I didn't like it. I don't like the way it feels. I'm like, I like fucking. That's more appetizing to me. All that other shit, we can do that shit after the fucking if I like you enough. But just to do it, to be doing it, I don't like that shit. I don't like that non-sexual shit, bro. Not at all. If I ain't fucking.
One that her virgin thing is way overplayed in.
It is overplayed.
People's thing because I heard more ouchie than anything. I had to stop. Like, hey man, this ain't even.
Bro, it's a horrible sexual experience, bro.
This ain't even
horrible.
This ain't even cool for me. Like it might be something you've been wanting to get off, but for me, this is I'm a good guy. So if you ouch it too many times, to me, it's painful.
Bro, I stopped it. I stopped.
You know, I had to
both
stop.
times, I
Yeah,
stopped.
me
Both
too.
times
I was like,
I'm the one who stopped. I'm the one I told because they was in pain, and I said, look.
yeah.
I said, baby girl, I said, look, go ahead, go to the bathroom, clean yourself off, go ahead and get dressed. And they were like, no, Carrie, I want to keep going. I don't want to disappoint you. And I'm like, I said, no, you're in pain. You look at you. You can't take this shit right now.
Yeah,
it's okay.
you
We can stop and maybe do it later. I stopped it both times.
Yeah, it was just this like, nah, but this the two times that I, okay, I gotta wait for it. Okay, you're so. One time it was later on, and I'm like playing the game now, right? Where you like, hey, I got so many, I could, whatever, I could wait. Like I could wait as long as you want to wait because I got enough people that.
Well, both situations.
Initially, I ain't waiting on you to get some. Like I might be waiting for you for this, but I'm getting some. So from somewhere else.
Yeah, both situations with chicks. I had other chicks I was dealing with. So
yeah, but
like even
at the end of it,
the two versions, I was dealing with them at the same time. So I had other chicks I was dealing with outside of them two even. Because real quick, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like dating girls at my school, bro. I didn't like dating girls at my high school because I wasn't with all of that holding hands, walking chicks to class. Right? At first I was. And then I realized it was fucking my shit up with other chicks. Like other chicks was interested, but because they thought I was serious about this girl, because I'm walking this chick to her class, holding her hand and all of that. So there's chicks that are curious about me, but because they think me and her are an item, I'm missing out on opportunities. So once I realized that I was missing out on opportunities, I started telling chicks, look, I'm not walking you to your class. I'm not going to be kissing you and holding you. Why, Carrie? I was like, I can't do that. And it was like, oh, there's other girls. And I would shrug my shoulders. Like, I'm not doing all of that. Like, after school, we can do what we do. But during school, we going to act like we ain't doing none of that shit. Because I wanted to keep my options open. I know, ladies, I know it sounds like an asshole thing to do. But I was honest, J. Roman. I told the truth. Like, I really want to fuck with other girls. And if they think me and you are in a couple, they're not going to want to give me no pussy. So I can't be holding your hand. They can't see me like that with you.
It was the opposite.
And most guys can't fathom. And as a teenager in high school, I'm telling women the truth. And you grown men can't tell chicks the truth. Shame on you old niggas. But go ahead, fam, my bad.
Nah, and then in high school it was the opposite for me. I went to a high school with a whole bunch of pretty Rickies. 6'3", I did 6'3", 6'4". Like our basketball team was set. Even though I did play sports, I was there. I just wasn't one of the pretty Rickies, as some would say. I was cute with dimples, and the girls liked that. And I had learned real quick that I didn't go in the locker room and talk about a lot of interactions I had. Plus, a lot of them was with some of these cats' girlfriends. So it was the opposite. Now, when I got older, I was like, man, these girls keeping me a secret and shit.
Hey, J. Roman,
I'm too fly for that.
My teammates, if there was a girl they used to deal with, and they're no longer fucking with her, I was right there. I'm like, oh, I've been had my eye on you. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah,
it's not that I was purposely doing it. It just
I wasn't doing it on purpose. It just so happened that it was right. Yeah.
And so they knew, like, stuff didn't get around. You could do stuff with me, and it was quiet. There was no bragging. It was no nothing. And so I had a lot of interactions. Later on, though, you like, hold on, I was too fresh for you to be keeping me a secret now. Like, you thoroughly enjoying return status is great,
bro.
Like, I had so many people return, and they quietly ask me, "Are you messing with her? Are you messing with?" Well, I ain't the one saying that. What are you talking about?
See, like, bro, I had real quick. Let me shout out to Super Chat. Koski with the $49.99. Appreciate you, bro. I had an incident happen, and that's why I started being way more discreet. And that's another reason I got away from dealing with chicks at my school, because I didn't like it. I had a situation happen where I was dealing with this Korean chick. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to make sure I got it right in the right order. I was dealing with this black chick first, right? And then I stopped fucking with her because she was bullshitting with the pussy. So I went over and started dealing with this Korean chick. The black chick and her friends, and this is not to disparage black women. I want to be clear. I'm just telling a story, right? So the black chick and her friends wouldn't put a bunch of rice by the Korean girl's locker. They just poured rice by her locker and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's fucked up, right?
That's fucked up.
True story. I swear to God, this happened. Right? So the Korean chick is all she all mad because she like, Carrie, I think it was one of them girls you was fucking with. They mad because you fucking with me now. So I'm like, damn, these chicks is messy as hell. So I saw the pettiness, the jealousy. I saw everything at a young age. So I was prepared in my 20s because I already saw it. I already saw it all, bro. So now when I saw that, I'm like, damn. So I went out of my way to try and hide who I was fucking. You know what I'm saying? I went out of my way to conceal it so I could avoid shit like that happening. Like chicks fighting over a nigga and shit. I didn't like that. Like, see, guys, they think that shit is cool. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Not at all.
I think it's messy.
Says,
I think it's messy.
Yeah.
It's very unattractive.
It's very messy. It's extremely messy, bro. So that's why I moved away. But you got to also remember, and I want guys to understand, although I was a teenager, y'all have to remember there was a lot of time I wasn't living at home and I was paying bills as a teenager. So my mindset was different. Like, you got to understand real quick. Let me just say this. I went to school like every other teenager. I went to school. Right after school, I had football practice. And then I went to work. During track season, went to school, track practice. Right after track practice, went to work. And I still found time to fuck chicks. And because I was working, doing sports, and I'm a student, I don't have time to date. But I got time to fuck late at night. Right after I get off work at 11 o'clock, come to the crib. So that's how I was doing it. So to me, it was literally a lifestyle thing where chicks was coming through to the crib and I'm fucking now, right? So all that date shit that you guys do, fortunate and lucky for me, I didn't have to go through all of that.
Yeah, I think, honestly, everybody, you should look back at your experiences and learn from them. The worst thing is to go through something and don't learn from it on how to be better in any sort of way. I had the privilege, some might say, oh, that's kind of messed up, but I had the privilege of pretty much being in two different regions, being in Detroit and then being in California, and some stops in between in different cities and stuff to meet different people, to see how things kind of operate in different ways and stuff like that. That was a experience that taught me different things. Whatever experience you have in high school, in your life, out of high school up till now, you should be learning from it and being better, and not think about what other people are saying, what society says about this. What do you think about it? What do you think about it? You've seen your partner go on these dates, and he does lavish dates, and sometimes they turn out and sometimes they don't the way he wants to, but they often turn out probably more not like he wants to, but he keeps doing it. So if you look at that, how should you operate and move? What do you learn from that? Like for me, results, don't mistake execution for results, right? There's a lot of guys that, they just get it. They get it not because they can get it because of their looks, or they get it because of their money. And they would say, I'm successful, dog. Like, look, I'm successful. But yet they have to keep repeating because it doesn't last. It's not really something that they're attracted to after a while. And so he's always complaining about the chicks, but at the same time, hey, he gets everything happens, but you can't really mistake the execution for the results. You have to be about yourself a certain way. And that's the thing. I learned a lot from my experiences, and I enjoyed my high school experience. I'm gonna keep it funky though.
I
Later on in my 20s,
I enjoyed it immensely, especially my last 2 years in high school.
Later on in my 20s, when a lot of the ladies is like, "Yo, what's up?" And I realized, like, y'all was keeping me a secret in high school. That's some messed up stuff. Y'all was too fresh. You know what I'm saying? I'm too fresh. I'm walking out in the daylight. I'm all sneaking around and stuff. Did a lot of sneaking around.
real quick, let me just address what Juliana said. Because she said, Zach, women want what other women have. Seeing a man in a relationship often makes our desire for him stronger. So Juliana, this is what was happening to me, right? Rumors were going around about me because you got to remember, not too many guys in high school have an apartment. So rumors was going around about what Carrie was doing in that apartment. so my things, the rumors were sexual rumors, Juliana. See, I was cool with the sexual rumors because the sexual rumors was getting me some attention that I liked. So I don't need them thinking I'm in a relationship though. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm getting action on the sexual rumors, that works out because that means I can keep everything sexual. Oh, you heard the rumors come through. You know what I'm saying? See for yourself kind of shit, right? So I'm able to control shit, right? Let me just say this about control. It's not about controlling women. You cannot control another human being. It's about controlling your environment and the dynamics. So in high school, real quick, and I'll pass it right back to you, J. Roman. I know I'm not going to date any of these women seriously, ever, past high school. I know I'm not. So it makes no sense for me to get heavily emotionally invested in these women or to allow them to get too emotionally invested in me either. Because, chick, this is going to end sooner or later. It's an expiration date on our time together, right? So for me, it was all about making sure every woman knew this is what it is. It ain't nothing else. I'm never taking you to the movies. We're not gonna be at the mall in the food court chilling. We're not gonna be talking on the phone and late at night. None of that shit, right? And I had to make it clear because I'm gonna keep it real. I was fucking a lot, bro. So I had, and again, I'm working, doing sports, and I'm a student, so I don't have time for that shit. You got it, fam.
I'm gonna be honest, man. It's hard to compete with a dude that got an apartment, and I'm over here like, hey, let's go to the dugout, and hey, let's.
Oh.
I
I
told my
used to rent the
family.
apartment out.
I told my family.
If niggas wanted to fuck, I would charge niggas money. You know what I'm saying? I was using I was renting the apartment out so niggas could fuck, bro, and I was charging them a fee.
Oh yeah. Partners had basements and all sorts of stuff. You know, here I am saying, hey, I'm gonna do some schoolwork afterwards. Talk to the teacher to get some extra credit. So I tell her I got 1 hour. 1 hour. Let's go. So yeah, cats with apartments back in the day when they was in high school, you know, they was cool. Some of them was cool. Some of them was cool. But you know,
hey, look, real quick. Guys don't understand the freedom. When you as a teenager, when you have a crib, and here's the funny thing, we were struggling like a motherfucker, right? It wasn't like we was living on Easy Street and niggas is driving nice cars. No, we were struggling. But when you have your own crib, you don't look at it that way. You look at it as I got my own spot. I don't got no parents telling me what to do. I can do what I want. I can have people. I can drink if I want. I can do whatever I want in my crib. I can do what I want. And when you have that freedom, I began to despise authority, bro. I couldn't do it. Which is funny because I joined the military, right? Because I needed authority and because I needed discipline in my life, right? That's why the main reason why I joined the military, because I lacked discipline and I needed it, right? But so I did that on purpose to put myself on that track. But my point is, I never like rules. I don't like authority. I don't like motherfuckers telling me what to do. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't.
Was the military your suggestion? Was the military your suggestion?
No, me. Yeah, me. I joined the military because, you said what?
Nah, I want to.
Go ahead.
A lot of people miss certain things about some of the stuff you say or we say, and some things even in their own life on how they should really go back and see things. Like, it is very it's very surprising at your age to say, man, I need to join the military. I'm out here wild. Yeah. Right. But that's something you said, which leads more to your character on your position on saying, hey, this is how I was. This is what I was doing. But I even had self-reflection back then to say, you know what? I got to find something that's going to ground me a little bit to have me understand differently what life is about. And I think when you look at a situation, you hear somebody talk about something like in high school or something in their life or something like that, there's a lot of stuff behind that people don't realize is just the mentality that people have to self-improve, to get better, and to learn from experience. Like, I'm quite sure, oh yeah, I was going through a whole bunch of chicks. That's cool, but I had my own apartment. I was working. I was doing track. I was doing this. So you're not talking really about just the experience that you was having, but actually the mentality that you had where you said, I need to do and move and become something that I want to look at in the mirror for myself. And so it's a lot to work, to play football, to, say, like, that's a lot. Like, I've been there with 3 different jobs and still trying to maintain and still trying to put people, where I can have a little
decent
fun.
Grades too. Keep your grades up by doing all that. Oh, bro, it was hard, bro. But I did it because I wanted to, and I didn't want the rules. So I'm like, so I sacrificed to be free.
Right, but it's about how the steps you took to know yourself. And that's a lot of things we talk about that we tell people now, that you got to know yourself. You got to make I hate saying square. I mean, you got to know yourself and know who you are, improve yourself, learn from there. So if you learn from those experiences from high school and what we're talking about, it ain't just about the actions. It's about the mentality that was behind them that helped us onto the path of saying, hey, oh, this is who I am, And so now when I deal with a lady now, it ain't like back then. No. It's J. Roman way. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Well, let me say something about the discipline aspect, because this is what I want guys to understand. I'm graduating high school, right before I graduated, right before my graduation. Well, a few months before that, my father, because my father was in the military, he got orders. They got orders to move to Hawaii. So my parents was moving to Hawaii, like right as I was graduating, they were moving to Hawaii. I didn't want to go to Hawaii. I didn't want to live with my parents no more. I'm like, I'm not going. My brothers went, my whole family went. I stayed. I'm like, I'm not going. I'm staying here, right? So because I wasn't doing sports in college, because I remember I'm graduating, I did sports in college, not in college, in high school. So I had discipline. When I ran track and played football, I had discipline with my coaches doing those sports. But I knew, J. Roman, I was going to lose the discipline. The chick that kept me in check, because when I go to college, I'm not going to be doing sports. I didn't get no scholarships. So I knew, this is what I knew about myself. I knew once I get to college, the first couple of months, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to do my work. But as soon as I start meeting chicks and getting invited to parties, it's over. I'm going to be fucking and going to parties, and my grades are going to slip. So I knew that about myself. So I said, okay, if I'm going to stay here while everybody else is in Hawaii, I got to figure something out. And going to college wasn't the move, because I was too immature and I wasn't disciplined enough to do that, right? So I said, let me join the military, because I'm fucking with the government. I ain't going to fuck that up. You know what I'm saying? So let me do the military thing, so that way I got a place to sleep at. I'm saying, I got a place to go, 3 hots in a car, I got a place to go, but also I can make money, take care of myself, but also learn a skill that I could use later, right? So I had a plan. It wasn't just, let me join the military. I literally had a plan where I was forecasting 2 or 3 years out. 2 or 3 years from now, I'm trying to put myself in position by doing this. So I'm literally planning the first, because I don't have nobody. I don't have a safety net. They're in Hawaii, so I don't have nobody, bro. Like, so if I fuck up, it's a problem, right? So I maintained and I managed. But that's why I joined the military, for that reason. Not just because I had to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could have went to Hawaii and lived with my parents, but I'm like, I don't want to live with that motherfucker, my dad. I don't want to live with that motherfucker. I don't want to live. I don't want the rules. And then if I go to Hawaii, I'm stuck. You know how much the plane ticket is to get back to mainland USA? I feel like if I go with them, I'm stuck over there. And I don't want to be stuck in Hawaii, bro. So I'm like, nah. So I just stayed here.
But and that's part of my point, is just the mentality that you have when you grow up and you build and you learn from the situations you've gone through. So my thing is, what helped you out back then is really knowing yourself. We talk about that all the time, for people to know themselves, to understand, to see what you do good at, to see what you bad at, to see, those are things you got to take stock of. And I think that a lot of times people, when they listen to us, they look at the fact about women, and yeah, it's fun to talk about that and reminisce, but a lot of that had a certain amount of mentality in it, your mental mentality in it that helped you move to go from there. Because of your mentality about women, you didn't do what a lot of people did. They go to college and lose a year, 2 years, where they now have to be 6-year college students. They go to college and get distracted. Some don't even finish, all because
I didn't want that.
You know
I
what I'm
didn't
saying?
want to do that. Because my twin, I watched my twin doing that. Because he did get a partial scholarship to run track. But I saw him fucking up the scholarship with the party and shit. Because we both was on that. And I'm like, see, I don't want to do what he's doing and then flunk out of school. I don't want to flunk out of school. I don't want to do that. So that's why I chose a different route.
Yeah, and the forethought and thinking 2-3 years ahead, 4 years ahead, these are the qualities and stuff that we talk about as manhood. And I know a lot of people will look at some of these shows and be like, oh, y'all just talk about women. It ain't about that. You got to see through all the things that's being done. We mainly talk about the mentality that you need to have for yourself. The mentality is what you build on. Who you are is what you build on. The experiences help you grow, but besides that, you still should be building on yourself. So
let me say what he just said. I want to be clear, right? Because I said 3 different times when I was in high school I moved out. The first 2 times I moved out, those guys already had an apartment. I just moved in on some roommate shit. The last time I moved out was because I joined the military halfway through my senior year. So I was already sworn in. I was already in the military in December. You know what I'm saying? Halfway through my year, I was already in the military, right? So when I graduated, I was supposed to go to basic training in July, the end of July. Well, I was due to go to basic training at the end of July. School ends at the end of May. Like the first week of June, I graduate. My parents are gone. So imagine a recent high school. No, matter of fact, it was right before graduation. So I was still in school. I went and got an apartment in my own name by myself, bro, for the first time in my own name by myself with my little credit, whatever the fuck I had going on. That's powerful for a teenager. For you to go to an apartment complex, go to the leasing office and sign the shit by yourself with no parents with you, no adults with you, nobody, by yourself, right? And you do that shit by yourself and you make sure that shit is in order. You tell the people, hey, look, in a couple months, I'm going to the military, so I'm signing a month-to-month lease with y'all. I can't do the 6-month joint because I got to bounce, right? So to set all that up by yourself with nobody in your ear giving you direction, bro, it's major. And it's not about bragging. It's about, for me, when your back up is against the wall and you want to do something, right? Because I wanted freedom. Remember, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And I wanted it bad, bro. I wanted the freedom to do what I wanted to do. And because you said mentality, because of my mentality, that's why I am how I am with women. And that's how come women respond to me the way that they do. But it started from there. You know what I'm saying? From me being younger. It's just the maturity, the evolution, and the growth. It just started from there.
Which, you know,
but we do got yeah, go ahead.
Nope. Well, I'll just say this. Some people can have a similar story to yours, but not the exact same story. And it's funny that a lot of people don't realize till later on in life, you're already an individual. Why are you working so hard to conform to the normities of what society says it should be when you're already an individual? Nobody can repeat that story and it'd be exactly like yours. So
no,
it baffles. The fluff of things is how we're always trying to conform to how society views this interaction between man and female. But at the same time, you're an individual. Why not develop your own square? Period. And instead of conforming to you need to look a certain way. You need to be this way. You need to be that way. You need to be that way. Like, you're an individual from the jump. Like, why are guys trying to fight to be the same?
And let me just say this about the discipline thing, because I mentioned that a couple of times, and I'm just a living testament of the mistakes you can make without discipline, and also how you can prosper and thrive with it. Okay, men need discipline. You need discipline. You need it, right? Because discipline will keep you on track and you won't be emotional about your decision making. A lot of you guys, especially with women, you're way too emotional about your decision making, or emotions are too much a part of your decision making. When I was making decisions, bro, it wasn't about my feelings. It was about making decisions that made sense for me to literally survive, right? Because I didn't want to call my parents and be like, I need help. Can you send me some money so I can go? I didn't want to do that, bro. I'm like, once I make this decision, I want to be self-sufficient forever. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did have to go back home again when I was 27. So I was so from the time when I left high school, I was good. But I had to go back home for about 6 months when I was 27. But I had a 6-month plan and got up out of there. But my point is that as men, even for you guys that don't have your own place right now, do not try to get a place just so you can fuck women. Okay, I want guys to listen to me. Don't be trying to go get your own crib just so you can have women to fuck. You're going to be wasting your money. Don't do that. Have a plan. Make it make sense, right? Save your money. Stack your money, right? So if you move out, you want to move out with the intention, I'm never coming back home. So let me set myself up so if I do go through any financial hardships, I can survive it. Because you will go through them. Yeah.
I moved out at a younger age and I never went back. My motivation was a little bit different than yours. But I tell you this, I knocked my head a lot. The head.
Oh,
I knocked my head a lot.
Through all of that. Yeah.
And for a time period, I was sleeping in my car. But the experiences that you have, if you don't learn from them, and I know I keep stressing it out, but the thing is, a lot of you guys will not count your experience and grow from it, but you would count it as an add-on to some of what other people say negatively. See, you have a bad experience with an interaction with somebody, and you add it to one of these what are the colors and stuff like that. You know, my mind went blank. The pills, the pill thing.
Oh, yeah. Red
so
pill,
you have,
pill,
you have a bad experience with a lady, but you won't add it to your experience to learn from. You'll add it to the red pill on why they right for the way they think, but you're not learning from your own experience to be better. I don't understand that. Like, we all go through stuff. We all been through stuff. High school life, good and
Jay
bad.
Roman, real quick, fam. I don't mean to cut you off, but we have a bunch of questions, and it's almost one.
All right, so
I want to kind of run through them. All
right.
All right. So for all you guys that ask,
let me make this last point real quick. You have your experiences, good and bad. When you actually take and learn from it, you could put that experience to bed, so it no longer affects you going further. A lot of stuff that happened to individuals that weren't the greatest, and sometimes there's some bad stuff. But if you learn from that experience and put it to bed, it won't let you you won't be affected by that negatively continuously, because you learn and you move differently coming up. So anyway, go ahead. There
you go. All right. So the first question, and we're just going to try to rush through them as quick as we can. Zag, I've heard you say in the past that timing is important when getting sexual with a woman. Can you get into an example of poor timing versus good timing? Timing is just all about when you very first meet a woman. And I tell you guys all the time, as you're walking up to a woman, especially if she knows you're about to approach her, she's already assessing you right now. She's analyzing you right now. So when I say it's all about timing, number one, you want to introduce yourself, but you don't want to spend a lot of time or any time really talking about meaningless banter, right? But also when we talk about timing, when you're introducing yourself to women, you need to be paying attention to how receptive they are about you even being there. How receptive? Does she seem excited by your presence, or she's kind of like, read the room, read the situation. So when we talk about timing, if you haven't assessed the situation, if you haven't properly read the room, you might say some sexual shit, and it's too soon in a sense that you haven't properly read the situation. And a lot of that comes from you guys being nervous, and you rush through the conversation, and you end up talking at women, right? Instead of actually giving women a chance to respond to your presence. Yeah, you got it, Jay Roman. I'll be right back.
I think a fluff part of this question, since I'm gonna keep it to the title, dating fluff versus reality. Sometimes the timing is off, but you account it as a bad experience. Things happen, and I believe that a lot of times, women go through life just as much as men. Stuff happens. Sometimes they ain't in the mood for everything you trying to say. And that's just what it is. Nothing to take it to heart. But when we take those things to heart, all of a sudden, now you equate it to having this bad experience. For me, it's like, oh, all right, cool. Whatever. I'm moving on, because nobody's going to make me have a bad day about anything. The only person that controls that is you. So, when it comes to timing and the importance and getting sexual with a woman and things like that, you got to understand that right now, if it ain't happening, it ain't happening. But it's nothing is permanent on this earth. So to me, you got to observe and be self-aware of what's going on, and at the same time, not really care when things don't work out.
There you have it. Okay, so let's jump to the next joint. So he says, how does a man with sex appeal make women feel comfortable right away versus a man who thinks he needs to build rapport? See, if you had sex appeal, you wouldn't ask this question. Yeah, if you had sex appeal, you wouldn't ask this question. So this is what guys got to understand. When in the beginning, and Jay Roman, I don't think you heard this part, because this is the beginning of the live stream.
Okay.
I halfway kind of was telling a story, but I didn't tell the whole story. And I was talking about how there were two separate women, Jay Roman. One I met when I was 18, and another I met when I was 20. Both of these women I had sex with right away. And then later on, when I was 21, I ended up running into both of these women. And they were together when I ran into them. And I'm like, oh, shit, y'all know each other, blah, blah, blah. So these women both knew that I had sex with them. Like, she knew I had sex with her, blah, blah, blah. So it was all good. It was all love, though. So Jay, so I end up trying to hook these two chicks up that I used to have sex with two other guys that I knew from the apartment complex I was living in, right?
Yeah, like you should.
And I told the guys, I said, look, don't play with these women. I had sex, Jay Roman, real quick. The when I was 18, the chick I knew, she walked an hour and a half, bro, on a school night for some dick. She walked an hour and a half for some dick and then walked back. You know what I'm saying? 3 hours for some dick. So I told the guys that story. I said, yo, don't play with these chicks. And then the other chick, I met her at this apartment I just moved into. And I told her, look, I just moved in. I live in apartment such and such. You should come by me and welcome me to the apartment. And she came by like the next night, we ended up fucking. So I'm telling these guys how quickly shit happened, right? And I said, don't play with them. I said, don't try to date them. Don't do that romantic shit. I said, get to it. What did these guys do, bro? The goofy shit. So what ended up happening was these chicks end up robbing these niggas, stealing shit from these niggas, doing all kinds of ill shit. I never saw any of that from these women. I'm like, they did what to y'all? No, not them.
God
like, damn. Man, them, the chicks I was fucking crazy and that was all about me. They did that to y'all. So I called the chicks up and I'm like, why y'all do them like that? I'm like, these guys are cool. They live in my apartment complex. Why y'all do them dirty like that? They said, Kerry, they're not you. They're not you. And the point I want to make with that is how you act, how you present yourself to women tells them a story about you. And it gives them the blueprint for how to treat you. So when you come across, and here's the thing right here, and I'm going to say this, and I've been saying this. Once you introduce non-sexual activity into a situation with women, it changes the dynamic completely. The power dynamic changes. Once a woman knows she can get access to you non-sexually, why she gotta fuck you for? Why? And if she does fuck you, guess what she's still gonna do? Now, and I'm not saying all women do this. What I'm saying is some women will take advantage of the fact that you're moving the way that you're moving. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, fam, you got it.
That story, wow, man. And the fact that
Oh,
they
if I told you more details, yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh.
The thing is this. The thing is this.
Yeah.
I was dating a girl. She was playing me slow. I hooked my partner up, and she didn't play him slow. So there we go. Like,
there you go. They treat you
somebody like you.
Women
I had a woman take a bus, and I told her I wasn't gonna be home for an hour, but she still took the bus and waited a whole hour and a half until I got home. I mean, it
is what it is. And Jay Roman, I knew something was up because now bear in mind, these are two chicks I used to have sex with. So I told them, I said, look, I live in this apartment complex. I know these two guys. They just moved. They were country niggas from like Texarkana, Arkansas or some shit. They were some country niggas. And I never saw them with no girls, Jay. I never saw them with no girls, right? So one day when I was walking downtown by myself.
I mean, how much you get from her? How much you get from them? They break you off? They sell their stuff?
I wasn't like that.
It sound like you set them up, man.
No.
You know they.
No, I didn't set them up. No,
you never see them with those girls, and you go set them up.
I said because I felt sorry for them lame niggas, bro. So I'm like, I never seen these niggas with no girls. So what happened was, I had completely forgot about these two girls. I forgot about they even existed until one day I was walking downtown. I was at San Antonio, bro. I was walking downtown on a Saturday, right? And I see two chicks from a distance. Right. And I'm like, ooh, I'm rubbing my hands together like, ooh-wee. Right? Because I can see the outline of their bodies and I like their bodies, right? But I couldn't see their faces, Jay. And we're walking towards each other like this. And as we got closer to each other, they bust out laughing and I bust out laughing because we all realized who we were. So now they're comparing notes like, you used to fuck Carrie? Yeah, well, they're in high school. And, oh, you know him too? Yeah, he had me come too. So now they know. So now they're comparing notes. But here's the key. The chick that I fucked when I was 20, that I had come up to the apartment, she was part of a roster. So now I'm in a relationship. Now I'm 21. I'm in a full-fledged relationship with another chick that was on a roster that I'm in a relationship with. So her and I had an apartment together, right? At this apartment complex I was living at, right? So when I ran into those two chicks, you know, I probably could have had a little threesome with them. But Jay, I had already smashed, so I wasn't really tripping. I'm like, I smashed them each a few times. I'm good. So it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Let me
these
set
two girls, these two girls that I'm cool with, I know some guys that are in some need of pussy. These two chicks be fucking quick, right? But I wasn't thinking about the fact that women treat men differently. It never crossed my mind, Jay. It never crossed my mind. I'm like, I know. Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this. Yeah. I understand what happened. I understand. But you know, I understand these guys weren't really friends. They were just acquaintances that you seen.
Of mine.
Or maybe when you was outside, you know, you all had a quick conversation.
I hung with them. I hung with them a little bit. I took them around San Antonio.
Okay, that makes it worse. Okay. And the reason why it makes it worse is, you know, they're not in the fast lane, but these girls are. And I don't mean fast lane by just, you know, like being fast. I mean like fast lane, like experience and things like that. Like you don't. I have a friend that he barely gets any, and so we don't set him up with the type of women that I would talk to. You set him up with the type of women that he should talk to.
Jay,
these weren't the type of women that they weren't the type of women your boys.
I learned my lesson that because there's guys that move like me, where if I would have hooked them up with those girls, they would have been fucking too. Right. Yeah. So I hooked them up with the wrong guys. Right. So my point is, I knew something was up because I had them meet me at the guy's apartments, and the girls knew. The girls knew he got a girlfriend now. He lived in an apartment, but I didn't tell him where I lived. They didn't want him showing up. But I'm in the apartment complex making the introduction. The girls are paying attention to me. They are around me. And I had to leave because I'm like, they're ignoring the guys. They're literally giving me all the attention. So I said, ladies, hey, look, y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. I'm out. They're grabbing me, trying to pull me back. No, stay. And I'm like, look, just kick it with the homies. You know, y'all get to know each other. I'm out. So I left, and then a couple of days later, I hit the guys up, and I'm like, what's up? What happened? Oh, man, those chicks did this. They did this. They did that. You know why? because they try to take him out to eat. And I said, don't do that. I said, don't do it. And they did it anyway. And then all that shit started happening.
Yeah, that whole thing was your bad. That was
I fucked up.
You misread the whole. But yeah, everybody gets treated different. There was times. See, this is why me and my boys, we never got really jealous of each other, right? We never, like, I know some guys be like, man, I was talking to her for 3 weeks and woody whoop. We don't do that. There's times when it's like, hey, I got this woman here that she seems more like your speed, like, you know, somebody you could be cool with. And I never forget me in 1950. We've we've had a lot of different people, and sometimes he'll say, hey man, I got this one. She ain't really my style, man. You know, she cool, but she ain't really my style. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, there was this one girl I was messing with, and my cousin comes to me. He goes, hey man, last time we was over at the little thing, I thought she was looking at me, kind of giving me some play. I said, okay, well, cool. This is what we're going to do. I said, if you see her again, start chatting it up, right? Start chatting it up and go from there. So he says, all right, cool. We was at this party. He was chatting her up. I look at the corner. I said, okay, yeah. Okay. So she is sitting there, because I believe in this. If you really with me, I don't have to say nothing. You gonna say something, because you're gonna say, hey, nah. I'm with Jay Roman. You know, no. Also, but you're entertaining the chat. Now it solves two different things for me. Number one, you ain't really into me if you're entertaining this chat, and I like to know that. So here we go. Even though we've done things, like it wasn't like we didn't smack or nothing like that. Like we've been done things. You know, she done cooked me the food and everything like that. But you're allowing this to happen. I said, all right, cool. So I call her up. I call her up on speakerphone. And I say, hey, sounds like, you know, I seen you. You was down the hallway. You know, you just seemed like you was talking to my cousin. She's like, oh, well, how come you didn't come over there and say? I said, no. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad. See, I know you like me, but it might be like 85%. You might like him 95%. How am I going to get in the way of what you like? Right? And she's like, well, I said, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I said, I'm gonna give him your number. Okay. And she was like, what? I said, no. Don't get it twisted now. I'm gonna give you his number, and I'm gonna give him your number, and y'all can talk. If things is cool, what it is, and hey, that's cool. So of course, you know, my cousin calls her.
Hilarious Scary Perry. Go ahead.
So of course, my cousin calls her up, and you know, they have their little interaction and stuff, and but that happened back and forth for us for years. We've never gotten jealous. We never, even with my whole group of homies that we hang out with, you know, it's like, yo, why are we getting jealous over something that would happen inevitably anyway? It might not have been my cousin. It could have been somebody else. If you're not really down for me, you're not really down for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it along. But I will tell you this: we pass responsibly. If you can't, if it's past your speed,
I like that.
You can't hook it up, man.
I like that. And that's some real shit when it comes to females. There are some females that guys should not be dealing with, not because she's too attractive for you, or because she's you know, out of your lane and all that, but because, to your point, because of the way that she moves, she's too experienced for you. She'll run circles around you. And a lot of guys, a lot of inexperienced guys run into experienced women, and you can't hang with those women. They will run circles around you. They will fuck y'all shit up. And see, guys think because they look cute to a woman, or because they got a little bit of money, that they can influence the situation. No, once you start talking, and based on your behaviors, women know exactly what kind of man you are or what kind of man you're not, and they will treat you accordingly. So Unique says, and I want to address it, because he says, I remember the story you said about your daughter when her then boyfriend went to university and he was smashing other chicks. No. So my daughter was in college, He was in the military. Okay, so this is when she was getting her bachelor's degree. She was graduating from college, rather. She was graduating and she was going on to get her doctorate in Dallas, right? But she was here in San Antonio. Her boyfriend, who was in the military, was stationed here in San Antonio. But as she was graduating, she knew she was going to be leaving San Antonio to go to Dallas to pursue her doctorate, right? And he got orders to go to another state. So the issue was, and she came to me for advice. The issue was she was concerned that, because she was on the monogamous sexual exclusivity shit. She was on that kind of shit. And she was concerned that he was going to be fucking other chicks while they were apart from each other. Because remember, they met here in San Antonio. They've been together. Now they're about to do the long distance thing. And I told her that was not a good idea. Because when she came to me about the fact that he might be fucking other chicks, I said, he's in the military. He's young. And I said, he's a good looking dude. I'm like, he's going to be fucking. See, I'm realistic. I'm not going to be like, oh, leave him. My princess. He's unworthy of you, my princess. No. Reality is, I know you love him. I know he care about you. He been in my home. I met the little motherfucker. He cool than a motherfucker. I like him. But he's a man. And I'm a man. So the reality of it is, yeah, he might not be fucking now because y'all all way together. But the moment you go to Dallas and he go wherever he going, oh, he gonna be fucking, right? And she didn't like that. And she said, but Dad, what can I do? And I said, I got some choices for you. You're not gonna like any of them. Okay, and this is what I told her, my daughter. Okay, I'm telling her the truth. I said, this is your choice. I said, these are your choices. I said, you can accept the fact that he gonna be fucking and be cool with that shit. Or, I gave her 3 choices. Or you can just end the relationship right now. And you ain't got to worry about being cheated on. Or the third choice is you can go to him and open the relationship up and tell him, hey, while you're over there, you do what you do. While I'm in Dallas, I'm going to do what I do. And if it's meant to be, we'll reconnect. Do you know what she did? She started crying like a motherfucker, bro. She started bawling. She started boo-hoo-hooing, snot bubbles and crying because she didn't want to hear none of them choices. But I'm like, those are what, choose one. Because choose one, right? I don't believe in teaching my kids this dating fluff shit. I give them reality. I tell them what's really going to happen to you. What's really going to happen. I tell my daughters, hey, you know you're going to get your heart broke. Like, they be in high school making plans with niggas. You know that shit might not last, right? Look, and I tell them, I hope it lasts for you. I wish you well, but chances are it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Just understand that. See, I'm not gonna be like, yes, just keep trying. No, I'm telling the truth, bro.
You can't. I'm a firm believer, because I did it, that you can't tell ladies, your sister, your daughters, that truth. And this is the only reason why. My sister has 7 brothers. So she know guys. We have taught her and told her what dudes are going to say, what it means, all that stuff. We kept her in the real. But when they know so much, they don't fall for a guy like they should. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't fall for the things he say and do, and because some of it is that they have to really feel that fall for it, and they don't do it because in the back of their mind they like, man, my brother done said this line before. Man, my other brother done taught me that if a person's moving like this is what's happening. Man, this is what's going on. And I say that's counterproductive, because at some point you got to believe what he's saying. But if you never believe what he's saying, then you ain't gonna really fall for him like you should. I'm gonna be honest, like, because if they don't,
thank you.
So
thank you for the compliment and shit.
Okay.
So real quick, without putting too much of my daughter's business out there, and I'm not really going to speak to it. I will say this though, just generally speaking, when women are in that position where they are with a man who is their first choice, physically, sexually, everything, and they realize they cannot have that man to themselves, for some women, that will cause them to date different. This is what I mean by that. This is what I mean. And I'm not putting this on all women. I'm just saying there are some women, when they get into a relationship, now they're not going to get into a relationship with a man who is the most physically, sexually guy. They're not going to get into it because they don't want that to happen to them again. So they'll get into a relationship with a guy who's more safe, with the guy who's less likely to fuck other chicks. I'm just telling you. Some women will choose the safe guy over the sexually appealing guy to protect their emotions.
But that dude is still fucking chicks.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, it's still going down. Yeah. But I'm just saying that some women will adjust their selection criteria for relationships because they don't want a situation where they can be cheated on by that guy, like the guy that they're super in love with. They're like, oh, I don't know if I can handle being cheated on by him. But if a lower guy that I settle for cheat on me, it won't hurt as bad. You see what I'm saying? Look, I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm just telling y'all the truth. That's why, because I did a video and I talked about how in many cases, women don't want the man who turns them on the fastest to be the same guy who has emotional power over them. Because women will lose control, and they don't want to lose control, bro. They don't want to lose emotional control. They want some semblance of control, which is why they'll choose a guy who's safe to date. Right? He doesn't come across like a player. He doesn't come across like he can fuck chicks like that at the drop of a dime. He don't come across like he can meet a woman that look better than me and leave me. Right? Women think about that shit. Yo, bro. Women do think.
It must be crushing when that dude do the same thing though. It gotta, like, yeah, it gotta be crushing though. It gotta be crushing.
Yo,
it gotta be crushing.
Like guys really be thinking women be out here dating and choosing who they fuck with strictly out of love. No, they're doing it out of necessity and convenience for the moment. What do they need right now? That's how women date, period. They all date that way. What do they need right the fuck now? She might not need love right now, but she might need some trips. she might not need love right now, but that pantry looking a little sparse. Okay, is there some niggas that's gonna feed her? Because there are women, if they are attractive enough, they can go out on a brunch date, a lunch date, and a dinner date 5 days, 6 days a week with different men. And they will do it if they can. Women will date men out of need and necessity, not necessarily desire. Remember I said that. Women will date men or deal with men out of necessity or convenience, not necessarily always desire. Meaning there are going to be women who fuck with you and they don't really want your dick like that, but they know that you want that pussy, so they're going to be like, how can I work this, J. Roman? How can I use his energy to my advantage to get other shit that I want from him? Because I already got a guy who's fucking me good. So I don't need no more dick right now. And as much as women love dick, J. Roman, single women know, Juliana, you know, if they can find one guy, just one, who can fuck them good on a regular basis, they will date every other guy and not fuck them while they look for a boyfriend. Every other guy, they'll be hunting for the boyfriend while that guy is fucking the shit out of them. Because they got their dick. They got their sexual needs, wants, and desires taken care of. And I'm going to pass it to you, J. Roman, and etch this shit in stone. Women will always make sure their sexual needs, wants, and desires are always covered. They're not going to go without it if they can help. They're going to make sure that's always covered. Even if it's casual encounters. If that's all they can get to make sure it's covered, they might take it, even if it's reluctantly, but they'll take it because they want great sex. They need women want that. And when I say need it, I don't need it like they're gonna die if they don't, but women might feel like they need it to function. I just need a man who can tune me up every now and again, get my mind right, get my body feeling right, so I can go out in the world and do what I do.
Well, that's because they got that's why they got way more toys than we got.
Yes, that's
they want that. Hey, they want that feeling. That feeling.
Now, right there,
tucks them in.
That don't prove to you how sexual women is. What else? You remember when we was young, our parents had Tupperware parties. Now they got sex toy parties. Bro, you know how many women I used to work with that would throw sex parties? Women, all the women that I've dated and been in relationships with, they've all been to sex parties where they sell dildos and lingerie and all of that shit.
Hey man,
That's big for women, bro.
We had a friend, a crew friend, that would have those parties and then have us come through afterwards.
See
those parties. So hey, I'm having one of those parties. If y'all get here about 11 o'clock, all right, me and the crew will be there. We'll be there.
Sexual gratification, being sexually fulfilled, is important to women. Now, you're gonna have some women say, if I had my way, I would rather be sexually fulfilled in a loving relationship. That's what they're gonna say, J. Roman. If I had it my way, I would rather be sexually fulfilled by one man in a loving, monogamous relationship. That's what they're going to say publicly. But privately, they're like, I'm going to be sexually fulfilled however I got to do it. If that means casual, if that means people, they are a side piece, that too. Go ahead, fam.
A lot of, I'm just be honest with this, a lot of guys in relationships, because the way they doubted on their woman, and she doesn't feel like she can really say those fantasies and things that she wants to have fulfilled. And, she would rather do that with somebody else than this husband, because she don't want that husband to look at her in a certain way. And I think if that's the case, you haven't really done your job. You talk about making somebody comfortable. If you're in a relationship, she should be able to be comfortable with telling you all her desires and what she may want.
Yeah. So, and let me jump to this question, because we definitely in overtime. So he says, okay, I already did this, right? Yeah, I already did this.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
I'm bugging like a motherfucker.
Next cue.
Hold on real quick. Okay, right here. Here's the next one right here. So he says, in your video yesterday, you spoke on having emotional power over women. For clarification purposes, can you expand more on that topic? It's not about having emotional power over women. It's not necessarily about that, because any power you have over a woman, she's allowing you to have it. Okay, I need you guys to understand. Let me be clear. Let me put it another way. Any perceived power you have over a woman, she's allowing you to have it. Okay, so it's not like it's against her will where you said some magical shit and she's in a trance. She knows what you're doing. When you're giving women instructions, when you're trying to coach women, they know exactly what you're doing. The women who don't mind because they're so attracted to you, they let you do it. The women who are not that attracted to you, they call you out on it. That's how that works, right?
But that's believing that fluff.
Yeah.
That's believing that fluff that society has.
Yeah. We're really talking about influence. It's about influence. Okay, earlier I put something up and I talked about how sexual access equals leverage. It's about power dynamics. When a woman wants to have sex with you and she's down to do it right now, at that precise moment in time, you will never have no more influence than you have right now as a man. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If you know that this woman is down to fuck you right now, that is your only opportunity to exercise your influence because of how much she desires you. If you do not exercise your influence and you decide to be passive and you defer to her and you wait on her, or you do non-sexual shit and you start offering dates, you've lost your ability to influence the situation. Now the woman looks at you different. The moment you enter non-sexual shit into the equation, she says, he can't be that guy. He can't be that sexual dominant guy that I envision him to be, because he wouldn't be doing this. It would be hard to get non-sexual time out of him, but he's just giving it to me easily, although I want to fuck him. Why is he offering me this? maybe he's not the guy I thought he was. And then, J. Roman, what they'll do is, once they see you offering non-sexual shit, what some women might do is say, I wonder how much more I can get. So before I fuck him, I was going to fuck him, but because he's doing this, let me refrain from fucking him just yet, and let me see what else I can get, how far I can go. And that usually happens with a lot of you guys. Go ahead, Jerome.
No, I was just commenting on the fluff that society always makes it seem like a woman has no choice when it comes to this, that the dude just was so overpowering and making her do stuff outside of what she wants to do. And it's a choice that she's making to be involved with this person and to be cooperative with that person. Yeah. You know, you can't make anybody do anything they don't.
You're not controlling women. Okay, I don't care what nobody says. Your money cannot control women. Good dick cannot. No, you can't. It's a woman's choice. A woman has to see the value in whatever it is you're offering for her to say, you know what? I see he's trying to take charge. I see he's trying to lead, but because I like him so much and I'm so into him and I like how he's doing it, I'm gonna let him. Okay, if you're running shit, it's because the woman is saying I'm cool with it, not because you ran and deboed some shit and she said, okay, Mr. Man, I submit. No, she knows exactly what's up and she's letting you do it because she wants it to happen too. Period. Because now, repeat what I just said. She wants it to happen too. That's why it's happening. For no other reason other than that. Right? So there is no power. Men don't have. Now, when we talk about power dynamics, okay, and I'll pass it to you, Jay, what we're strictly talking about is once a woman first encounters you, when she sees how you pursue her, she's going to know whether or not she has more power in the situation than you do, based on how you pursue her. Women can tell. Based on how you pursue them or based on how you try and get at sex, they can tell who you are and what kind of guy you are. So they know how to deal with you now. And see, guys think that being nice and being this gentleman, that's going to be the great equalizer that changes things. No, being dominant, assertive, and having some game is the only fucking equalizer. Nothing else is. The way you look isn't. Money isn't. Your dick isn't. Having some awareness and understanding what women are really doing, not what they'll tell you that they're doing, but what they're really doing out here, you'll move differently. Okay, you want to jump to the next question, or you want to respond to
Yeah, next question. Next question.
To what? Okay, all right, let me grab it up real quick. Okay, hold on real quick. I want to make sure I don't miss it. I got that one. Oh, right there. That's the one I wanted to grab. So he says, is marriage worth the effort, even if done right? See? Okay, guys.
Well,
I'm going to pass it to you, Jeremy, because this is your area. So I'm going to say my little piece, and I'm going to give you the floor. I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm going to let you have it, right? So real quick, guys, if you decide to get married or to not get married, or to have kids or to not have kids, do it because that's in your plans for yourself. Not because society is telling you all of this shit and now you're scared about these goofy ass statistics. Bottom line is, I've been married twice and divorced twice. Ain't nobody ever took half from me. You know what I'm saying? In fact, one chick had to pay me to leave. I'm saying she had to buy me out, and I still got money coming to me. So all of these horror stories that you guys hear about divorce, I didn't experience none of those horror stories. So you got to make decisions for yourself, but you got to, Jay.
I 100% agree with you on this. If marriage in this form is something that you want to do, then fine. And what you're going to do is work toward that and make sure that you pick somebody, vent somebody. And I would say longer than it just comes for dating, but for a relationship and marriage, because this is a working thing, even if it's done right. To me, having a life lived the way you want to live it is the most important thing, right? Now, with all things that we do, everything comes with costs and consequences and things like that. So nobody likes anything in any situation when things are going bad or things are happening. You can make, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth this. It ain't worth that. But at the same time, there's always things that are worth it. I personally believe in a structure of raising children with parents there together. There's so much status on that when the father is there, or just being in a relationship for your kids, for that legacy. Honestly, if you don't plan on having any legacy, don't even see the need to get married. Even though I'm for whatever you want to do in life, as far as if you want to be married or not be married, that's up to you. But at the same time, you say, is it worth it? Even if it's right, even if it's done right, that's up to you and how you are doing whatever arrangement you are having. I know a polygamy is a big thing that's coming back up now, where people, you have this commitment with 2 different people or 3 different people or 4 different people. If that's what you want, then you will represent yourself in that way and work toward that. The only thing anything can be really done right is if you represent yourself in that way on what you want to do and how you want to do it, and you present that to the world honestly. And I think that's where you get the best results from. A lot of times, this is what happens when it comes to marriage. You met, however you met, you were attracted to each other, and you started fucking, and you forgot the vetting process for anything. You forgot the vetting process, and now you're with this woman that got pregnant, and maybe some of you guys are just like, oh, let's get married, or I know that's the right thing. We got kids, we got legacy. But there are so many different steps. So a lot of times when I talk to dudes, when it comes to marriage or the marriage ending or anything like that, the honest ones can trace back to the mistakes that they made in that relationship. And I say this because when you come to saying worth it, when you say worth it, that is an individual thought line compared to how you believe your relationships should go. And I think that the best thing anyone can do is be open and honest about what they're trying to do, present that to the world. And if you're going to be married, you need to vet that woman, not just for you, but for the legacy that you might bring into the world.
So right there. I can't let you gloss over that. You said not only for the woman, but for the legacy. Not only are you vetting the woman for yourself, but you're vetting her as what mother she could be for your offspring. Most guys don't do that. They think because a woman is a good girlfriend, that automatically translate in her being a good co-parent and or a good mother. And the fuck it don't. No, it don't. No, it doesn't. That don't. You got to vet her twice. You got to vet her twice for both things. Will she actually? Because here's the thing. And again, it's not just will she be a good mother while y'all are together, but what if, Jay Roman, what if y'all don't work out?
Right.
Will she be a good co-parent, or will she make your life hell? Most guys never consider that. They never think about what if, the what ifs. What if it don't work out? You got to look at the cons of things, not just the pros. Okay, what if it don't work out? So let me not only select women based on what they're presently doing, but let me also forecast how shit could potentially be if shit don't work out. And if I think I might have a problem on my hands, I can't give this chick no baby.
One
of the things, dating her, I can't do that.
How I say it is, one of the most important things you can do for your kids is choose the right mother.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
That takes time. That takes you knowing yourself and what you want.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, a lot of guys get married prior to even really knowing themselves and what they want. If they're just going along, they're going along with a societal plan that says, well, she's pregnant now. What are you going to do? Or we've been together this long. What are we going to do? There's so many things and so many times that if you really look back at any of your relationships, and this is why it's important to learn from them, you realize, hey, I was sitting here a passenger in my own vehicle. I wasn't driving anything.
Yeah, let me say this because I want to say this real quick for all the guys when y'all hear guys talking about women taking accountability for the men they choose to have kids with. And then you hear women say, stop blaming single moms for choosing the wrong man. He wasn't that way when I first met him. This is what women are doing. Women who make bad decisions, they're doing exactly what we tell you guys not to do. They're choosing men for themselves, but they're not choosing the right men to have kids with. They're choosing men based on how attracted they are to them and how the men make them feel. But they never think about what kind of father he'll actually be. So then what happens is once they have the baby, they realize he ain't shit. And they think, well, he changed. No. He didn't change. He was never going to be a good father. You know what I'm saying? Or at least not to your kid, right? He was never going to be a good father. You were just caught up in the way he was fucking you and the way you was feeling. But now, because you have this kid, you expect him to be a good father. The question is, did you see if he had any of those traits before you took the condom off? Did you? Right? And men are guilty of the same thing. People never check to see, will this person actually be a person I can depend on to raise these kids? Most people don't think like that. So what happens is, and this is how women fuck themselves up, they compound their mistakes. So they'll choose wrong to begin with. Then when they meet new guys, they keep looking for men for themselves. And they keep forgetting you need to find a nigga that's good with them kids. They keep looking for themselves and they keep choosing wrong because they keep looking for themselves. But then they expect men, when they say, oh, well, me and my child, or we are, a package deal. And my thing is, do you know if that man is actually in position to be a mentor to a child? Did you check that?
Yeah.
Most women don't, unfortunately. They just pick niggas based on what they like. Fuck what the kids like. And here's the thing. You can do that if you want, but understand that when a man comes, I'm talking about the women that got kids, but when a man come into your world and there is no balance in your life with that man, because he's on the outside like, I don't want to do with them kids, just understand who you chose though. Understand who, and be cool with that.
And that's the thing. How long do you think it'll take to find a woman that is good for you and potentially to be a mother for your kids? How much time do you think you should? People talk about courting back in the day, and everybody thought, well, they were courting to save her. No, she was fucking too. She was fucking a dude. Yeah. Like they weren't just courting; they were courting to get to know each other, to see if they aligned with each other, to understand that, hey, this is my plan and my goal. Is this something that you could do, something that you could be a part of, something that you could thrive in, something that you understand that my direction and can excel in and stuff. So all that needs to come into play. So it's I would say when it comes to marriage, hey, make sure you vet the woman, vet. I would even vet longer than Lucario say when it comes to getting married.
Don't rush, bro. Take 4 or 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah,
take your time. Yeah. Do not rush. When you're talking about marriage, but especially having kids, bro, you better take your time. You're literally, your world could be fucked up. Your life can be fucked up. Okay, and this is for women too. Fuck around and have a child or children with the wrong motherfucker, and they can make your life hell forever on purpose. Yeah. On purpose, right? So let's get to his question. So he says, does tapping into her emotions mean just being a good, assertive leader, or does that mean a man should be passionate when approaching? You're kind of confusing and conflating the two, right? Being an assertive leader has nothing to do with women, right? Like being a man has nothing to do with women. Like just being a man who's assertive and you are a leader, right? That's completely separate from women, completely separate. Because you can be those things at your job. You can be those things with your family members, right? Now, as it relates to women though, right? First of all, you cannot tap into a woman's emotions if she's not sexually attracted to you. Okay, I need guys to understand what I'm about to say. Okay, I need guys to understand. You cannot tap into a woman's emotions if she is not sexually attracted to you. In order for you to even have the influence to tap into a woman's emotions, she has to be open to it. She has to be open to it. And what makes her open to it is the fact that she, one, sexually desires you, and 2, because of how you're actually moving and acting, she's with it. She got to sign off on it. Like, it ain't just gonna happen. Like, she got to be cool with it. Go ahead, J. Roman.
I don't know why you worried about tapping to her emotions anyway.
Just
be who you are. If she's attracted to that, then her emotions is going to be fleeting up and down when it comes to that. But it's almost like, I don't know, like a manipulation sort of thing. When I hear I'm tapping into her emotions, and
I think you know what it is, Jay.
I passionately approach her, and like you should be moving a certain way.
The problem, and I'll pass it right back to you. Yeah. The problem is because sometimes how we explain it, they think it has more moving parts than what it does, right? So when I approach women, I don't think about emotions. I don't think about any of that. I just get at the woman, right? I don't think about any of that, right? But the problem is, I think we sometimes, and I know I'm guilty of this, sometimes I'm too detailed with things to a fault, right? So when you're more detailed with things, guys start thinking about all these moving parts when it comes to interacting with women, and you're thinking too much, right? And I'm being detailed on purpose so you guys understand how and where you're fucking up. But it's not for you to go out on a dating world and think about, man, I got 100 things to think about, you know what I'm saying, based on what Zach said in those videos. No. Like J. Roman said, don't worry about the woman's emotions. Just make sure you don't compromise yourself. That's it. All you got to do when you get at women is really this. Don't compromise yourself while getting at women. That's it. Don't compromise yourself. Go ahead, Jay.
Let me address something I've seen in these comments, and I'm going to say this. I forget who wrote it, but it's pretty much when a man worries about his kids, he's not forgetting himself when he's vetting a woman. That's why I always make the statement of is she good for you and your kids? When it comes to the kids, his plan is encompassing all that. So that is still about him. As a father, I am proud to be a father to take care of my kids and put them in a certain position, to put them on a high priority list for me, put them on a high priority list for me. So even if somebody is worried about the mother of their kids, they're not forgetting themselves, because it's all still part of his plan. And that's how it should be. It should be part of his plan on how he wants to have this household structure. So just because someone mentions kids, it doesn't forget them individually. But at the same time, I think that's like a woman's thing narrative that you hear more recently about, what about me? I have to be happy. I have to do this stuff. And I have to, you took the time to have these kids, and now it's about me, me, me. No, they're a part of you. They're a part of the plan that you have for your life, because they didn't have a choice to be here. You did. And if you make that choice, you're going to put them in a certain regard and priority, which should make you happy. And that's what makes a good mother a good mother. And that's what makes a good father a good father.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, because I want to segue into, I want to make a couple of quick points. And earlier I was talking about what's actually going on, reality versus narrative. And I was telling you guys I had 7 of them. I want to get to number 6 real quick because of what we're talking about. Number 6 is, this is the reality. Then I'll give you the dating narrative. The reality is most women don't align their behavior with long-term compatibility. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you guys. Most women do not align their behavior with long-term compatibility, meaning how they're acting in a moment, you're looking at them like, I don't see it, not long-term, right? Now, here is the narrative. But society says all women want relationships. Now, this is where guys get confused. Because you heard that all women want relationships, all women want love, right? Because you heard that. When you guys are offering dates and you're trying to be gentlemen to women, they're not responding to that. And you're like, but I thought all women wanted love and relationships. Not from you, though. Not from you, though. Right? This is what guys don't understand. Because see, when you hear all women want love and relationships, J. Roman, here's the part that they're not hearing. They want it from men they're sexually attracted to, though. That's the part that society keeps out on purpose. they keep that part out on purpose, right?
And
That part
sometimes,
matters.
just real
Yeah.
quick, Zach. And sometimes, if they can't get that, they'll have kids to have somebody love them no matter what. They'll have kids.
I know chicks that had kids for that reason, so they can get
just
unconditional love from the kid.
unconditional love from somebody.
Kid. Yeah,
You
from,
know,
from somebody. Yeah. That's how real. I'm glad you said that. That's how important women's emotions are. Their emotions being managed and them feeling good. Women want to feel happy and good all day. They want to feel joy and happiness all day, which is impossible. But women want to feel it. So women will go through extraordinary lengths to feel it, which includes having a child, not even if they don't give a fuck about the guy. Some women will have a child, some, not all, will have a child so they can feel love. That's how important it is to them to feel something or to have somebody care, right? To have somebody love them. That's important. See, Juliana, this is the difference between you, Juliana, and some of those other women. You're well balanced. Mentally and emotionally, spiritually, you're balanced. A lot of women aren't. So they're chaotic, right? They're chaotic. See, and this is why, real quick, this is why I like career women. I believe Juliana, she's a lawyer, right? I like career women because career women have structure in their life, even if it's only through their job. So because career women have structure, but no, I'm just talking from the job.
No, I'm talking about Juliana. I would challenge Juliana a little bit, but I know the show's about to end.
Go ahead.
Just because I'm around a lot of lawyers, and a lot of them, because their mentality, very fierce and stuff, they want it all. At some point, they want it all. You know, they want the family, the kids. You know,
they're very competitive. Like that.
And so, you know, I would say like, hey, great knowing yourself and having the dog there and stuff like that. And if that's what satisfies you, that's cool. I can't never say that doesn't. But a lot of times we mask what we really want by these little fixes, you know, and I'm not saying that's what you want. I'm just saying the narrative of that is that, you know, a lot of times.
No, real quick. There's some validity. Real quick. There's some validity to what she's saying. I'll give you a prime example. And I hate to do this. So my ex-wife, if you're listening, don't take this personal. When we were together for we were together for over 10 years, but we were married for 10 years. Now we was living together the whole time, right? She never wanted a pet, dog, ever. Now I didn't want a pet either. She did not want a pet. When her and I divorced, she was so lonely. She went and got herself a dog. Just because you got to remember, we had 2 kids together. So she's used to waking up to a husband and 2 kids. So now that I'm gone, she's not waking up to a man there, and I got the kids. You know what I'm saying? On the weekends, I got the kids. So now she has a lonely home with nobody in it. So she went and bought a dog quickly, nigga, like real quickly. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen her with no dog. She never talked about no dog. So Juliana, she has a point that women will go and get pets, not because they like pets, but they want something to come home to that makes a sound, even if it meows or barks.
Well, you know, I you know,
cure the loneliness and shit.
I always get what you want. Always get what you want, and be honest about it. And I think, you know, not for Giuliani here, because, you know, I'm quite sure, like you said, more balanced than that. But I see it all the time where the worst lie we say to ourselves is the one we say to ourselves. And I think a lot of times, you know, why not want it all? But at the same time, like, hey, you know, be cautious of how you go about it.
No. But to your point, to Juliana's point, because I know of a woman who got a dog because I was married to her. And to your point, it's a cope. It's definitely a cope because I saw it happen in real life. I saw a chick cope like a motherfucker, bro. She was coping. And shout out to her, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her and that dog. You know what I'm saying? Good luck. So again, to answer his question, guys, don't see. Here's the problem with quote unquote tapping into a woman's emotions. Now, when you're meeting women, you're actively trying to do shit instead of just being present in a moment and enjoying the situation with the woman. Now you're actively trying to execute plans on her. Oh, let me do this. And what happens is the interaction becomes real inauthentic, and women sense it. Like there's no sincerity in how you're talking. You're not being authentic or genuine, and that alone can turn women off. So be careful. Even when you listen to the shit that we say, y'all gotta remember that a lot of the shit that we say is for you. It's for you to understand the details of shit. It's not for you to actually go out and say to women. Like you don't repeat some of the shit that we say. Don't do that. So I think that's it for the questions. Oh, we got one last question and we're about to be out. So he says, can you build sexual attraction, or is it no, you cannot build sexual attraction. Either a woman is sexually attracted to you or not. I think the question you might be asking is, can you develop sex appeal? That's completely different, right? If you are a sexually appealing man, you're going to find that women are sexually attracted to you, but you cannot build sexual attraction. Now, here's the thing, and here's the mistake that guys make. If one woman finds you sexually appealing, you have sex appeal. Okay, guys, listen to what I'm telling you. If one woman finds you sexually appealing and wants to have sex with you now, you have sex appeal to her. You might not have sex appeal to those 20 women over there, but to this one woman, you have sex appeal to her. The problem with guys, they think that being handsome means you have sex appeal to all women. No. Having sex appeal is about you just understanding the type of women that are into you and why they're into you. Like, I know why women like me. I know why women are attracted to me. I know exactly why. So because I know exactly why, I know exactly how to present myself, because I know what women like about me specifically. Go ahead, Jay.
No, it's crazy. I answer this question like this. There is a type of woman that is attracted to you, and they're normally pretty much close to the same type.
Yes,
I know which type of woman is attracted to me. Now, it may not be what you are attracted to. That's the crazy. Like, some women are attracted. It may not be what you are attracted to, but if you know why people are attracted to you or what type of women are attracted to you, then you know you have some sort of sex appeal to them because you're their type. You know, the thing is there's things that we add to ourselves that why are you worrying too much about it? Like, why are you, like, I think part of the time is that we cloud our steps so much with doubt that it takes us out of reality. Reality says not everybody's going to be attracted to you. So what? You may not be attracted to, so what? But you will find somebody that, one, you're attracted to, and they're attracted to you. Now, the thing is, does it have to be every night you go out? Does it have to be every time you step out the door? Does it have to be everybody you talk to? Reality is, it's not. It's not. It won't be. Some people you have a great conversation with, and they're attracted to that great conversation.
Yeah.
And so they want to see you again to have that great conversation. Now, can that be somebody you turn out to smash? Yeah, it can. But do you really care what she's attracted to that let her smash or not? Like, or you go, hey, I got a survey. Normally you're not my type. What about me? Let me smash. What about me? Can you tell me that? That'd be too much. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, let me say this because I just want to finish up because we've been at a little bit longer. We're going on 3 hours and shit. This is what I want to say real quick. This is what I want to say, right? And I want this is the last thing I want to point out, right? When we talk about reality versus dating narratives, here's the reality: male non-sexual investment changes the entire dynamic. Here is the fluff that you guys hear. Give her time and attention to win her over. That's the fluff talk. Give her time. But the very thing that they tell you to give women is the very thing that's keeping you from having sex. The very thing that they tell you to give women. And women, God bless them and all their chaotic nature. The very things they say they want, in many cases, actually turn them off when they get it. And listen to what I just said. The very things that women say they want from men, in many cases, turn them off when they get it. And the reason why is because how women imagined it is not how it actually plays out when they get it from guys. And the reason why, because they're not getting what they want from the men that they want, they're getting what they want from needy men. So it looks and feels different, and they don't like it. So guys need to understand that. A lot of times when women talk, they're talking about the men they really want. They're not talking about the men they don't want. So when the men they don't want give them that shit they say they want, they don't really want it from you. They want it from the other guy, and you're not the other guy, right? So in closing, I'm going to hit y'all with this. I'm going to be real quick, and Jay Roman, I'm going to pass it to you, and we're about to wrap this up. So I just want guys to understand this. The real dynamics between Fluff talk, when we talk about dating Fluff, the real dynamics, I'm going to run through this. It's quick, and then we're going to be out. Number one, desire is selective, not universal. Attraction isn't logical. Commitment is. When I say commitment, I'm talking about the woman being committed to actually having sex with you. Okay, again, attraction is not logical, but her choice to actually fuck with you is a logical choice because she's making it deliberately, right? Next up is sex is deliberate. It's not natural, meaning when women say, oh, just let it happen naturally. No, sex is deliberate, and women choose the men to have sex with deliberately, right? Now, women optimize for the best option available. This is important. Women optimize for the best option available. What does that mean? Optimize means to make something as effective, efficient, or useful as possible. So when I say women optimize for the best option available, meaning when they run into the man that they like the best, they get their act together for him. They act right for him real quick because they see the opportunity and they don't want to fuck it up, and they want to be useful. So women who want to be useful, women who are optimizing, they don't want to flake on no dates. They don't want to take too long to respond to texts and calls. They don't want to do that because they realize if they do, they can lose out on the opportunity to fuck with you. So if women are taking forever to respond, a day, 2 days, shit like that, or they're trying to flake, they don't look at you as a good option.
I was busy.
Yeah, you're not a good option because they wouldn't do it if you were. Next up, real quick, women are judged by results, not intentions. It doesn't matter if you were trying to be sweet, thoughtful, kind, and courteous. It doesn't matter. I was trying to be a gentleman and she still shitted on me because she doesn't want your dick. That's why. Now, standards and boundaries create value. So for all you pussy hounds and you pussy begging double texting motherfuckers, you wonder why women don't respect you because you have no standards and boundaries. I've been preaching that for years. And it's a fact that standards and boundaries create value. Last up, investment must match access. Investment must match access. Meaning the access you give a woman must match her investment. Period. Jay Roman, I'm going to pass it to you.
Being that we've been rocking for a minute, all I can say is real game, no theory tomorrow. Don't miss these individuals, Zag, Miles, Lucario, Steve the Dean in 1950 on there, one of the greatest shows on Sunday that you could watch. And Zag, like always, thanks for having me on here. And everybody else, let's have a good Saturday, man. I know I am.
Jilliana, Disney fucked women up. Disney fucked women up because women thought they're going to get that princess treatment and all of that. And it's not to say that a woman can't get princess treatment because I've given women princess and queen treatment. I've given women both, but they had to earn it though. But the problem is Disney got women believing that they're going to get it from all the handsome guys, that all the good-looking, fine men are just going to come out of the heavens and just rain attention and princess treatment upon you women.
On all of them.
Wake the fuck up. Because all they got is dick for you. All they got is dick and their problems. A lot of guys come with their problems, ladies. So if you want a man who got dick and no problems, get under my description and hit me up on the back end. So, Jay Roman, where can they find you at, fam?
Hey, it's jromansway@gmail.com. Hit me up, send me an email. I will respond, and we'll go from there. You know, I enjoy these shows, man. Zach, this is a good one right here. I think Disney messed up a lot of men more than it, I think Disney messed up. I think Disney messed up more men than women because women has
Beauty and
women.
the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Fuck
Yeah,
dudes
yeah,
up. I could be an ugly nigga, but as long as I'm sweet, I can get a bitch. Okay.
Oh, that's not
Okay,
how
Mr.
I took.
Sweetness.
That's not how I took Beauty and the Beast. That's not how I took it.
Yeah.
But even then, see, they look at
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast. They don't look at that one. Even then, he was like, "Get out of here." Like he had some like
He
hey,
was kind of mean at first. Like, he was cold to her at first.
no, even in the middle, he was like, "Hey, don't bring that stuff to me." Like, now when it came down, like, "Oh, you like me a little bit? All right, let me come and help you out. Let me come save you. I ain't gonna let them get on you a little bit." But no, all these rom-coms and all these other Disney movies where
it's fucking people up, bro.
done this stuff, but women know. I think women been knew their desires. They've been putting this front up because men have always said that you have to be this way and be sweet. You can't tell them that you want multiples in one time. You can't tell them you want to get rammed through, and you can't tell that to them. Act this way, be this way. And then we got these movies and they sitting there. A lot of these dudes are sitting there with their sister watching these films. Oh, is that how you do it? Yeah. So, I can't put it all on the women.
No, it's not just the women, bro. Like if you look at real quick, and I'm gonna be done with this. If you look at all of the complaining, and I love to talk. That's why I keep saying I'm done, but I keep talking. If you look at what's going on in the dating landscape, both men and women are fucking up. Because both of them are being unrealistic. You have both men and women. Now, I will say this about women though. As unrealistic as women might be or appear to be, women really know what's up though. Women really know what's going on.
Yeah,
women they know what's going on more than men do. Women know more about the truth than men do, right? The problem with some women is they're stubborn and they're hard-headed and they keep trying to get what they can get while not adhering to the rules of the game established by men who know what they're doing. Like, baby, if you want to be a wife or a girlfriend or a mother of a particular man's child, you got to move a different way. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Hey, Mr. Go Blue, you right. The 1980 movie, the 1980 R&B songs in the 90s.
Oh yeah, that fucked everybody up. That shit fucked everybody up. Yeah, all that. That matter of fact, that one song by Jagged Edge, "Girl, I'll Trade It All." Yeah, who trading all their riches for a woman, bro? Ain't no guy doing that.
Man, so many.
I'll trade it all. Like, come on now, stop it.
We can have a so. In fact, me in 1950, one day, not one day, but we used to have this talk show that we used to do, Raw and Uncut, and we used to get on those songs all day long and just read the lyrics. You couldn't believe half the stuff these dudes were saying. You got dudes talking about,
I cry myself to sleep every night for us to get back together. Now, I'm like, I'm not doing that for no chick. I'm not crying myself to sleep for you. You know what I'm saying? There's another chick that wants me. I'm gonna go holler at her. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we used to sing it too. We used to be singing it. We sing that stuff. Yeah. Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby. Like, we used to sing that. Jodeci, what?
But now, you know what's so funny? When I got older and I started really learning, like even the movie Boomerang, we did a joint. Those movies,
we did.
So I cannot watch a movie like Think Like a Man. I cannot watch that movie because I start pointing out all the fuckery that the chicks is doing and all the goofy shit that guy. Like women, like my ex could not watch movies with me no more, bro. Because I started I was on my K-Zag and shit, pointing out all the shit. Like, oh, that's fucked up. So the chicks can't even watch a movie with me, though. Like, I can't watch a movie with you. Not dating, not movies where it got some dating bullshit in it. I can't watch those movies
because it's all BS. And the thing is, the same narrative where the dude is begging and it's on me, it's on me. Like,
it's just a movie. And I'm like, no, that's some bullshit though. I don't give a fuck if it's just a movie. It's just some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that's when your game altitude starts to rise a little bit. When you can't even watch something, you're like, look at this bullshit. Look at this. Yeah. Look at this.
I gotta watch it first. I gotta watch it first. Anytime I watch one of those goofy movies, I gotta watch it before the chick watches it, so I can get all my fuck that. That's bullshit. I can get all that out. So that way, when I watch it with the chick, I can be quiet and just watch the movie, bro.
Hey,
So,
there's a rom-com movie that I mentioned before that I wanted to see if anybody's seen it yet, and that's that one. Oh damn, it just blinked my mind.
Al, I heard a rumor about you, bro. I went to high school with the homie. No, it's not a recent rumor. I heard a rumor about you like 30 years ago, but it was 30 years ago. And Al, I'm gonna holler at you on the back end, right? But real quick, just so you know what I'm talking about, Al, I'm gonna refresh your memory. A long time ago, at the Oaks of Northgate apartment complex I used to live at, there was a chick I ran into. And one of the chicks I fucked that I was talking about earlier in the earlier story that when I was 20, there was a chick I ran into, Al, and she had a friend, and her friend had a mother, and I heard your name from the mother. So, and I was 20 years old. Al was younger than me. Al was like 18, 19. So the chick I was fucking had a friend that one of my brothers was fucking. And this chick had a mother that liked guys our age, right? So this chick was probably in her late 30s. She had a teenage daughter, and she was having sex with the same men that the daughter was. Shit. Right. Because we went to the chick's crib. We went to her crib. So the chick I was fucking introduced me to one of her friends, or introduced one of my brothers to her friend. And we met the mother. So the mother was asking, do y'all have any other friends? And we looking at each other like, word? The mother is out here fucking 19, 20-year-olds? So then I got to talking to the mother a little bit, and I heard your name, Al, and I'm like, my nigga Al. My nigga.
He put it on the comment.
My nigga Al.
He put it on the comments. Hey,
Yeah,
being in the trenches back in the day was man.
My nigga Al. And back then I didn't hang with Al that much, but when I heard the mother mention his name, I'm like, my nigga, get around quiet. Then I never would have. Oh, see, I ain't even say what race she was, and he knew. I ain't even say the race, and he knew. I ain't even say the race of the chick because she was white. The mother was white. All the chicks were white involved. I ain't even saying he knew. My nigga, Oaks of Northgate. See, you knew. See, the Oaks of Northgate was an apartment complex in a medical center area, and the mother was a nurse. And all the chicks over there were nurses. There was a bunch of chicks over there that work in the medical field. And that's why I chose to live over there on purpose, because all the chicks was over there. All the nurses, all the chicks that worked in the medical field lived in that little area. You know what I'm talking about, Al? The Babcock area, the medical center area. Nothing but chicks, right? So, yo, man, look, fun time.
Every time I hear talk like this is y'all remember Ludacris' song where he starts naming off all the different the names, and he goes, did that so I could do you better. That's all I hear right there. Mm-hmm. Some fun times back in the day.
And I just want to point out that a guy I knew over 30 years ago is in the chat, who I went to high school with, is saying, yes, I was a teenager fucking on mamas. I was meeting chicks and fucking their mama. No, right there. You know what I'm saying? It happened. And I remember again, and Al, I don't think we ever had this conversation. This might be my first time mentioning it to you. Right. But I remember because I was with David. Al, I was with David, and I'm not gonna say my other brother's name. Al, not the twin. Al, not the twin. You know what the one I'm talking about. I was with him. Right. So him and David, you know which David I'm talking about, Al. Right. So we was at this chick's crib and shit. And that's when I heard your name. And I'm like, oh, my nigga moving. All right. So real quick. So some of us was getting it in, right? I'm just letting y'all know, right? And chicks, so when guys say, oh, she said I was too young. Not for Al. This was a chick who had a teenage daughter who was getting with Al and shit. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So I'm just saying, real quick, I want to paint a picture, and I'm gonna be out because guys act like it's some ghetto shit. No, white chicks. These were no ghetto white chicks. These were middle class white chicks. So the mother is dating the same men that the daughter's dating or having sex with. The same guys, the same age. The mother probably like maybe 35, 36, having sex with 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. When chicks want it, they want it. All that age shit, nah. Sexual attraction usurps all of that bullshit. On that note, we out. Like, share, and subscribe. Real Gang No Theory tomorrow. Thank all y'all for coming through. I appreciate you, homie. Right, and I appreciate you confirming that I wasn't lying because I never even said the race of the woman, but he said ocean blue eyes. Yes, so he knew what I was talking about. All right. So on that note, we out. Peace.